We have played them already once here in group stage. We had quite comfortable win versus them, so I assume that for them is totally opposite. Now we're gonna face them in arena. It's gonna be a different environment. It's gonna be exciting. I believe they're also gonna be hunting for revenge as well. We want to make sure that we give ourselves the best chances of going far and potentially lifting a trophy.
It depends how everyone will react to the crowd.
He felt like he'd done his part, he felt like he'd done enough with that double out towards mid. Well, more is being asked for, more is required. Messi does have one right there. Holiday in full, different generations, always ready to try and blow your mind. Oh, Molyneux, that's lightning fast. Does he have another shot like that? The game now rests. For his aggressions on the long side, Shiro, the dome looks imminent, some bias. Catch that. Shiro doing it all. Oh, and it's a beautiful sequence out of Shiro. Spotted. Takes the fight, takes the head off, bro. The Falcon's right there as Odyssey is desperate. Donning his weapon of choice. It's all in the other kid. Ross holds on, forced out into the fight, takes another with him. Not a turned around, only to still lose everything. That's exactly what Zontic does to him. Wants to go through the smoke with the flashbang, and everyone is 1%.
Bom dia, Rio de Janeiro! Acorda, Brasil, porque hoje é dia de fúria!
Brasil.
Sejam todos muito bem-vindos ao I Am Rio 2026. Esse aqui é um evento para ficar para sempre nas nossas memórias, fala sério. Ontem a gente teve um dia realmente inesquecível, pro bem ou pro mal. E foram 2 vitórias bem tranquilas, bem consistentes, mas hoje quem que será que avança para a grande final? Eu quero que faça muito barulho somente quem veio aqui para empurrar a fúria. Todo mundo? Que lindo isso daqui. Ai, hoje vai ser um dia realmente inesquecível. Que coisa maravilhosa. Eu tô emocionada. Não sei se vocês conseguem ver, mas eu tô realmente emocionada. Mas antes, vamos começar com o nosso primeiro confronto do dia. Quero que vocês recebam com muitas palmas eles que fizeram uma campanha assim, ó, tranquila, impecável para chegar até aqui e conquistar a sua vaga na semifinal, vencendo a equipe top 1 do mundo. Com vocês, a equipe da Falcons!
Aí, o Falcon.
E do outro lado, eles que eliminaram ontem a Mouse com muita tranquilidade. Será que eles estão confiantes? Recebam com muitas palmas a equipe da Sbrit!
بس يا حبيبي، بس انت وياه راح يسوي نفسه على فالكون.
Gostei muito. Como que tá a torcida de vocês, galera? Quem aqui tá torcendo pra equipe da Falcons? Quem aqui tá torcendo pra equipe da Spirit? Eu não sei, eu tô na
اوف الجمهور، اوف الجمهور.
mais uma vez, agora pelo outro lado. Quem tá torcendo pra equipe da
يا رب ان الاغاني هذه ما عليها حقوق يا رب.
Now, I'm pretty sure that the word that Neva used there was Linda, which I think means love, which is exactly what I love right now, what's going on in front of us. This is a sick matchup with the Falcons and Spirit going toe-to-toe for a berth in that grand final tomorrow, Yanko.
Yeah, absolutely, and a rematch from the group stages, teams in two very different situations, right? Spirit trying to find their footing with the new players, with the new IGL in Magix, trying to find some success and make their first grand final, and Falcons, their last event with the current roster, right? Kerrigan coming in for Kicksan. They've been on a tear in the group stages. Last time they were about to change a player, they lifted the trophy, and that's the goal here in Rio as well.
There's a lot of good reasons as to why we should watch this game and why you should be excited about the game. Not only do we have some of the best players in the world taking the stage, some of the most flashy players in the world as well. Monisi firing on all cylinders. Currently leading the charge in terms of rating at the tournament. Dong on the other side will give him a
هذه الفرصة الأخيرة للفالكون.
of asking myself when I head into a game like this, which team does it mean more to win this game? And I'd make the case that for Team Spirit, it is more important. Falcons are here on a freebie in a sense that they can only surprise us just by the fact that they played so well in the group stage already. Considering the rumors, anything from this point and onwards is a bonus. Whereas for Team Spirit, if they're serious about getting this roster together, if they're serious about making a case as why they could win IM Cologne, they need to win this game and show us they're on the right track.
Roster change or not, I mean, if we witness another collapse from Falcons on the stage in a big playoff game, that's just going to leave, you know, such a sour taste going into the future, right? So here they can do themselves a great favor, and with another win, a great fight tomorrow, set the stage for the new iteration of this Team Falcons roster.
Yeah, one of these teams has to go into that grand final tomorrow. We're going to have to find out exactly which one it's going to be. Our storytellers this afternoon are going to be Sponge and Machine. They're going to be walking us through Dust 2, Mirage, and if we need it, we will go to Nuke in what is a semi-final bout featuring Falcons versus the Spirit. And I think it's time. Let's get it on.
Semi-final Saturday in the Pharmacy Arena. My name's Alex Machine Richardson, and I'll be bringing you the action alongside Chad Sponge Birchall. We're live from Rio de Janeiro. Hometown favourites Furia taking to the stage later today versus Vitality in that second semi-final. But up first, Team Spirit taking one of their rivals in Falcons. Forced into the lower bracket, gauntlet run to the playoffs in a dominant 2-0 fashion at the hands of the Falcons. Will today be
نصف النهائي يا شباب، نصف النهائي. هنا ما في دلع، نصف النهائي. إن شاء الله بإذن الله نبثها بإذن الله.
Changes in the roster after Rio, but the quality of the Counter-Strike, if anything, has improved. Let's start it out on Dust 2.
Expectations have changed, but so has the map pool. You mentioned Dust 2 last time round. Spirit picking an Ubers. This is their home turf.
ليش ما نبثها يا كالب؟ كالب.
You love a rematch. It's all about the arenas. Forget about the group stage. This is a whole different day. It's lower tunnels. Jewel Beretta's Monisi always setting the tempo on these pistol rounds. And Ada, they're ready for Kickson. This one will go deep.
It's going to catch two of them. Right between the wickets of Magix and Zontix, but Shearo's drawn first blood. Nico. Bullet into
يا نيكو ايش السالفة؟ اوف يا الجمهور. البطولة في ارضهم بالبرازيل. اي يا شباب.
Essentially the same pistol from yesterday, just a bit more pep in the step. That mid door smoke, that short molly. They didn't get a chance against Mars because they pushed up mid. But one thing that is for sure, Spirit was shooting damn hard yesterday. It's more of the team that we know and love. We're going to show us 2026. Magic's at the helm. It's going to be a successful year. Kiyasuke on V5, first kill found.
اسمع الجمهور.
Needed that instant headshot and he hasn't been able to find it. Magic's hand off the mouse. He's chilling. He's playing for that round conversion and it is imminent.
Zontix has the door closed on the way out of this.
leisurely for the close.
Give away these kills, right? Definitely want to take away this Kevlar if possible. Stalemate would be fine as well. Suka hanging around, really wants this frag.
Narrow misses. Zontic so low, just
الله ما عليه ما عليه.
shoulder blades.
And a strong start for
البداية يا اخوان، هاي البداية دائما تكون كذا.
Best team of pistols.
ايزي ان شاء الله ايزي.
Speaking throughout IEM Rio. And this is a great opener. Shiro. Zontix, Tania, all working wonders to help set up this A split. So force bite now for Falcons. It's all about the expectations of this roster. They've shifted now. You're in the playoffs, sure. Roster's changing, but you're oh so close.
Yeah, Tania spotted them on the jump spot there, bouncing his head off of Suicide. Gets the info on some aggression, but immediately Falcons fall back.
We saw them lose a round like this yesterday, Spirit. There was a partial buy from Mouse. They stacked 4A. Spirit walked into the trap. These are the type of rounds that are quite difficult because there's so much variance from these type of upgrades. Sure, it's just pistols and SMGs, limited util, but more risks would be taken, more plays out of the box as opposed to the rifles.
They've played very passive lower tunnels. Magic's trying to clear that out now. Forces a smoke out of Kixon with the Molotov. And Magix has confirmed that those aggressions were retreated.
The trap is on short, which has just been warded away for now. There was a nade at the ready for Nico and a smoke for Monacy. That's the rest of the util as bullets chip on by. A minute on the clock, Force completely back now and hedging the rotation. Our Falcons, they're going to have the bodies in the right place if it is an A play. But with the corridor of mid completely stuffed right now from Spirit players, no clear indication just yet, 50 seconds.
Going to be running into the stack.
Eyes on this Nico HE. How well timed can it be? And they're going to play behind the smoke. We're about to have a big skirmish here. They
oh, they broke the smoke. It catches Monacy completely off guard. Tessa's down before Nico.
حلو بكن تكفى يا نيكو يا عمري يا شيخ. تكفى الحالة مسكين الحالة. والله الحالة والله.
That's the kryptonite right there. Almost kicking things off in the second round. If you don't know, Nico and Monacy versus Shiro and Donk, they have a heavy record. I want to focus in a little bit more on recent history. Falcons versus Spirit.
والله شال اثنين بس الحالة يلعب الحالة ماشي.
One loss coming at the major in the playoffs. Everything else being group stage games. The stages that make the difference, and it's where Falcons can go missing.
Okay.
يلعبوا الضغط. شوف الجمهور كيف.
Should be a Mac 10. Yeah, catching wind of Tessus and getting himself a free
different looking Spirit than the group stage matchup. And I felt the same yesterday when they took on Mouse. I understand a lot of people want to dismiss them, but you hear from Apex, a team like Mouse, they're not an easy beat. So the way that Spirit business was extremely impressive, and it was more that the players aim on display. No wobbly moments. Zontix hitting headshots, Magic's looking sharp, and that's not even the firepower of the team. It was Tania, a career best performance in the Spirit jersey on Dust 2. And speaking of career,
يقولون ان جمهور كاونتر يمكن أسوأ جمهور تقابله.
It's another nugget there as far
ما
as
ادري هالكلام صحيح ولا
head is concerned. But we've got a bit of a bonus round going into the first rifle. All power for Monacy, not the same for Shiro. A couple of Mac 10s carried through. There was some tone-setting maneuvers from Spirit yesterday. The crisscross smokes with a mid to A split, and then later a fake where Tania went mental. So what is the calling? Remember, Hallie's not here. Saltfic is.
There's no way for Monacy to threaten a smoke break.
أثق في فالكون والله كلنا نثق يا رانو لكن
enables the Magic's SMG to get up
ما أدري كيف صراحة.
حطوا لك now as Shiro and Tania around the short corner.
Are they going to make this look similar, right? Do we see crisscross or something of the same vein? Monacy patrolling.
البداية لا تبشر بخير والله.
Yeah, I guess the information.
Lurk smoke on B at the same time. That makes this B defense of Kiyasuke and Kixon feel a whole lot of pressure.
Oh, he's tagged him. Magic.
Oh, كيف ما مات. كيف ما مات.
He's committed to this. Nico versus Donk in a head-to-head. Some chip damage from the HE, but he'll tuck Gandalf. Monacy trying to end a hand. Hard shot to hit. Just the top of the head visible. Nico begging for an overextension.
تكفى يا نيكو تكفى يا نيكو. يا نيكو لا تموت يا أخي.
This bonus is working. Spirit still with 5 alive, and that site is theirs.
Yeah, saving now, or at least they want to. Shiro's already trying to get them off at the pass. Magic's has dropped down to CT. They give away any kills before that bomb goes down. The dialogue could shift, but now it is secure. They are backing off, trying to hold on to this AWP and just running into them. Shiro removes Monacy's all.
Yes, the Kiyasuke's going to be able to get away with the retrieval. No one else really hot on the hunt. but insane output from Team Spirit.
You might see this highlighted by the desk once we get to the segments, but I was just discussing the crisscross and they used it here. So the prep last night, Falcons are going to look at it. Okay, this is what they did against Mouse. They see those smokes come in, and as soon as they're donned, they're running out short.
Yeah.
So a different variation. They're going from game to game with these openers and then just changing the finish. So the expectations for Falcons, sure, you don't know exactly what the play is going to be, but you've looked at the tape, you've studied it, and you're making some
4-0 يا شباب. تركيز تكفون.
Exactly.
تركيز صح
really
صعوب.
solid start, and this is more of what we saw from Spirit yesterday. So 4-0. Yet to get off the starting blocks for a couple of members on this Falcons roster. Monacy 0-4, Kixon 0-3, Tessa.
والله لسه راقدين نيكو ومونيسي كلهم راقدين. هاي مصحصحون شوي.
And they were just poised on this. So well handled. It all does find itself in the hands of Monacy. Partial investments around, decent amount of util, will be a full gun round into the next. Another one. The AWP sounds off. Do they want to continue into B?
That's 2 tags in 2 rounds from Monacy sniper.
يدمج مونيسي بس ما يذبح والله يا
This is a tricky one. These are some of the toughest rounds to get by, especially with Ilya the kid on the orb up close and personal.
تكفى يا مونيسي. ايوه شفت يا مونيسي. اعطيه والله كفو.
Very little in the way of assistance, but it does seem to have done enough to incite Magix in towards the A side. He comes knocking on the door, doesn't find it, but dips back.
Yeah, if he went down for free right there, round essentially over, but they're still being stubborn with B. So really wanting to try and finish on Monacy's side. Now they're setting up the util. They're not going to jiggle into this again, but yet flashes.
He's still alone.
Very limited. There's only one flash.
هاي مونيسي.
He's got to find an angle he has.
عطه يا مونيسي تكفى عطه. حطه. اخ يلحم. والله حرقوه. حلو اخر واحد ايزي. اخر واحد ايزي تشقونه. نايس. حلوه حلوين. نبدا يا اخوان نبدا نرجع. قلت في صالحنا والله يا رانو بدايه سيئه والله. 4-0 والله بداية سيئة.
Good work gets out of the starting blocks, and everyone's going to get a treat this weekend, whether it's the matches today, the third place decider, or the grand final tomorrow. The type of players
على طول كذا تكفون.
So with Monacy, Donk, Robs, Nico, K Serrato, Molotov, Flame, Shiro, Yakinda. It's a star-studded list.
Keeping Monacy moving, he's all over the map.
يب الحين هم دورهم هم يفعلون البوم. يا عمري يا مونيسي اعطيه بس اعطيه اجلده. هذا اللي مسوي لنا صورتهم اجلده.
Tessa's just been flashed forward through that long corner smoke, so he has just gotten back this information. It wasn't secure a moment ago. He needs to worry about Blue bin short.
They designed to catch you throw in that mid smoke. Doesn't quite nail it on the drop.
Number disadvantage over towards short being taken now. Monacy's here once more.
مونيسي عطى يا مونيسي تكفى.
His Magic's not going to ask for a flashbang here. He just swings and that is his mistake. Monacy makes it clear.
They didn't have any. Had to be a molly.
قريبة يا مونيسي والله قريبة.
Two-man advantage looking good.
Too easy. B site to be tested though. There's only 2 defenders there. They technically would have the number advantage if they could get there, but now smoke fades and replenish from Shiro.
You still have them how you want them, right? This defense still a 2-3 split. Tassis is the only one who really could feel like he makes a move, but with such a big advantage, you're not going to push through the long doors. You don't know what lies on the other side. So 40 seconds left, and pressure wants to be applied over towards B. Shiro's going to try and control the rotations. Tania and Zonta.
شوفوا انتم 5 هم 3 تقدرون والله تقدرون.
Yeah, 2 mollies makes their intention clear.
تكفى ركز يمينك. يا اسطورة يا اساطير.
Clean as you like. Falcons going to string together 2 defensive rounds.
Yeah, beautiful work there. Money not completely in the mud just yet. Shiro looks to retain this AW.
لا يشيلك يا نيكو لا يشيلك.
Starting to press on in and track him down. He's over towards green box. He might go undetected as they were surging in through tunnels. But one of the differences now is Spirit are not winning 2v4 scenarios like they were able to do versus Mouse yesterday. And it's a different comparison. Mouse on Dust 2, they've really found themselves in a tough spot. Last season, Anubis wasn't in. They were able to ban Dust 2. 2026, it's back in the pool, and Dust 2 appears to be a real point of contention. So great work from Monacy. Silencing.
اوه ذبحها مونسي انا فكر ما ذبحها.
But they haven't humbled the money just yet. Spirit are able to buy back in one more time.
Nothing from Shiro on that mid cross.
It's crazy how they're just swinging out mid without a smoke there. Monacy.
قاعدين نرجع قاعدين نرجع والله احنا افضل والله قاعدين نرجع. يا حبيبي ركز يا حبيبي نيكو. يا عمري يا مونسي.
But they really wanted to press the issue there over towards A. Tania has been able to get out long. Tessa.
والله مونسي الجوت والله يا شباب.
Did he catch a whiff? Communicating a lot? No, it doesn't seem that way. So worried about the plume of that smoke. Faded now. As they come back, Tesses might find himself in an awful lot of trouble. Monacy does have a flash.
He's a dead man. He's a dead man, Chad. Boxed on the walk up.
ما جالس انتظر. اخ يا مونسي وين؟ والله يا شلون واحد معه؟ يا عمري يا مونسي. اقسم بالله اسطورتي والله الجوت والله مونسي. حتى هو رايح شال واحد معه.
Is this round already over?
تكفى تركيز تكفى.
Still early stages, so saving one.
تركيز يا عم.
Being an AK is not the worst in the world, but a return to form there and another round on the board for Spirit. 5-2. The score will read. Sonsig's looking to try and hunt this. Already in lower tunnels, cutting him off at the pass, and he's talking a lot. Yeah, he's heard the steps. He knows exactly what's going on. Donk and Shiro now evacuating A as well. They want to rip this out of his hands, and it's Zontig's the man to do it.
He loves the 1-2 punch. He's done it with the Mac-10 onto Nico on the A ramp. Now, perhaps a little premature on pulling it out.
Donk's coming. You are a dead man walking here, Kixon.
جاء من وراك.
Pump that one in. All right, well, heaps of cash to splash. 4 Falcons back in with the buy. Yanko on the desk highlighting if this is another collapse from Falcons in an arena game, it really sours the mood.
هذه ما لها داعي يا نيكو والله النكزة ما لها داعي.
Knowing that the future would be different. Last time around when that happened, not only did the player that was getting replaced with the MVP, they won the tournament. A whole different context. That's insane, isn't it? You had to hit the tag and then the no-scope. Monacy.
والله كفو مونسي والله.
Hitting everything right now.
مونسي قاعد يقدم اللي عليه. باقي اللي معه لازم يصحصحون. لازم يصحصحون.
Falcons,
والله.
you can say, okay, maybe during the group stage, no pressure. You get to free swing at Vitality. It's a seeding game. You win that. Well, now you're straight into the semis. You're on quote-unquote the easier side of the bracket.
You've been the world #1 in the tournament. You've smashed your opposition that you're playing the semi-final against in the groups.
You played your best Counter-Strike.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته عبد الرحمن.
Shiro, oh, I thought he was going in straight for that pick. He's hoping for the lineup here with the smoke.
One moment.
They're going to press the issue.
اي والله.
I think he saw closer trajectory on that. Or there was a lot of conversation. Yes. So searching. Tess up close and personal. But the difference in the defense this round is hedging for a B play or B split. Nico, the A rotating rifler up here, lighted towards window, tucked in on the scaff.
لسه يا ابو داهم لسه ما حطينا نقاط.
Starts his pathing.
So nobody patrolling mid. And Magic's, it's that short space.
Oh, the timing completely nullifies the lurk smoke on B. Kixon synchronized that with the one thrown by Spirit.
The bomb coming back through lower tunnels. Maybe they're going to pivot here. Fake the mid to B, or at least just leave Donk lingering and try and execute out short. So it's late long.
Use Donk as the fake. How often is Donk doing this on his own?
ركت الساعة 9 يا أحمد.
Swing on now, looking for the clear. Instead, Donk draws blood. Now Morrissey's got a lot of work to do. Spots them around the short side.
إن شاء الله إن شاء الله بإذن الله.
No flashes.
Incendiary might buy time. He's still got the line. He's still got the line. The uncrouch from Shiro, his demise. Clean one in the head-to-head. Bomb making its way across on the back of Zontix. He's made it.
بك ثاني ما نسيت
safely, or
تكفى.
at least it looks as though he's got there safely. Still
كيف ما مات كيف ما مات.
waiting for that late long. They know Tanir could be arriving any time now. What? Through the black smoke of the HE. Now flanked from Don, catches Kickson. Quick trade from Nico. Advantage for Falcons. Magic
أسطورة يا عبد الرحمن. حرام حرام. والله حرام.
Play that lurk as late as possible. You're being watched. The skirmish kicks off and he catches the perfect timing. That is stressful. There was no flashes to push Monacy off the line, and he is hitting absolutely everything right now. They're coming out of this essentially dry. Sure, that smokes up, but
حياك يا أحمد. انت بالطريق انت بالطريق.
pushing
حرام الجيم كان لنا والله يا أخي كيف قلبوها.
Magic's double kill and then traded by Tanir pops his head up. 6-2 and some aggression in the mix. Monacy into lower tunnels. Combat AWPing.
How aware is Zontix for this one? Not aware enough.
يا أخي أقسم بالله أسطورة. والله أسطورة مونسي.
Here in Rio de Janeiro. Front runner in that MVP race if he was to see that championship Sunday.
That's his third opening. Been involved in 4 so far, so great conversion rate right now. The only one to find opening kills for Falcons so far.
Taxis is on his own. And 3 members of Spirit are looking to relinquish him with his head. Perfect angle. You can see the advantage he had there on the deeper clear. And now, objective survive. Swallows a heavy HE. Smoke enables him safe from the flame.
There's more coming to support him now. Kisuke and Nico heading over.
That's what Shiro was waiting for, though.
That's an isolation smoke there. They really want to deal with this kill.
Nico could go for a timing spam through the smoke. They're coming for you, Tessus. Monacy elsewhere has found Donk and Tessus getting more output. Miss shot from the orb.
الأخير ايوه نايس نايس. كم جيم ويخلص؟ هذا السؤال اللي ما اعرف اجاوبه انا اشجع فقط. اللهم صل وسلم على
محمد. And following up in 23 with grand final appearances has an opportunity to make it a third here today.
Monacy and Nico, 17 frags combined.
You can see the money in the mud right now for Spirit. A couple of AKs, Tech 9 heavy. Lining up for a B pop, so they've only got a handful of smokes and the flash is a key. If they
صح يا
get
رانا.
stalled out when the
اللي
first
يجيب
flash
اللي يفوز 13 راوند يفوز.
It's actually a HE that Kickson was
يفوز اللي يفوز 13 مرة يفوز بالجيم الأول. كفو والله كفو. أنا والله حلتيته في اللعبة هذه شوي.
Here they come. Kickson anti-flash. Kiyasuke first headshot before the flashbang does catch him. Donk in the entries, using that AK for 1, and then a running Tech 9 from Magix has seized the site. 3 on 3. Nothing on the smoke break, worried about breaks, it's all site-centric.
Right now, you need to talk about this retake. You've got a lot of utility here. You've got the defuse kits. Sure, the time is ticking against you, but calculate how you're going to get back into this site, Falcons.
Such a powerful angle that Magix has adopted. Feels like he's destined for one if they do go through that window.
Honestly, will be flashing. Going to set these riflers up.
Here they come. Tessus and Nico side by side. Flashes rain in. Tanir has vision. Loses it on the second. Still good frag from Tessus. Nico through the window. And down they go.
يا عمري يا شيخ يا عمري. نعود والله نعود. نستطيع العودة.
The fact that that is so casual is beautiful work from Falcons to make this a 2-round game. Not only do you deal with the Tech 9 and AK investments in this one, you set them back with finances into the next. This is tough. If I'm heading back into this, as Tessus, Nico, and Monacy, this isn't meant to be as easy as they made it look. So impressive work on the retake. Good flashes and good understanding of how they wanted to get back into that site. And Eco, well, the closest
والله نقدر.
from Spirit before they
احنا افضل منهم بكثير.
first half.
Donk's Deagle did actually hit a warning shot there onto Monacy.
Can't be Poppy. right, because of the Deagle investments right now. So this is going to be a little bit
poke and prod.
Yes, searching. I say that as they all do start to congregate again back over towards B, but you don't have the run gun potential of the Tech 9s. So making space is harder.
غير صحيح يا عبد الرحمن. في ثلاثة أكثر منك.
With the dig, so really looking to punish this Kyosuke kicks in defense. I think they should be more than well equipped to have a shutdown. Magics will throw out the mid to B smoke. Tanir will set up the rest for the B play with the flashes.
Kicks in. Going to be tested once more. He spots Shiro with that bomb on his back, so the cavalry
والله يا رانو اللي يريحك بس ان شاء الله. اوه نايس اللي يعجبك بس ان شاء الله انه فالكون بيقلبونها باذن الله.
This is different from that group stage game. That was utter domination, 13-4, 13-5 right now. Almost got a tied game. Limited U2 means limited options.
في حمزة وفي واحد اسمه حمدي.
No pace on this one. Shiro taking his AWP in towards lower tunnels. No boost to deal with. Nobody close short. So as far as the gun rounds are concerned,
he's called them off before. Nico got caught by Magic's doing something similar. But Monacy just arriving on the goose line at the perfect timing. And he will catch Dong once more.
يا مونسي أسطورة.
He's everywhere he
كيف تسترين يا رانو مونسي معنا؟
Shiro searches through middle, hoping for an overextension from one of the B players. Kicks and a jiggle would be the end of him.
أيوه بيجيك عطا.
5 on 3, looking to tie it up 6-6.
It was really the finances, the pistol is what's been the big boon for Spirit right now.
بيجيك هو بيجيك.
Gun rounds are concerned.
لا تتحرك.
Falcons have been looking a whole lot stronger in that department. 3v5, best of luck.
And he knows they don't have an all. He'll stay on this angle. Kyosuke dropping out the window.
ليش نزلت جايينكم؟
With the time against them, Spirit are going to fumble this. They are going to ask questions of this Kixin Kyosuke crossfire. What have you got, Kixin? Oh, Nico onto Zontix elsewhere, so it is still those two. Magix is in CT today, completely disconnected, can't get it going. 6-6.
حلوة تعادلنا. والله let's go.
Spirit's pick, how does it end?
بس يا حبيبي انتوا يا بس قدام الناس ايش فيه؟ الذوق العام يصيح في الزاوية يا رانو. يبكي الذوق العام. عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا. يا أهلا ومرحبا. حقوق بالعميوت. حياكم الله اللي في البث. لا تنسوا تحطون لايك للبث إذا عجبكم البث. هذا نصف نهائي. هذا اللايك ما يخسرك شيء، يفيدني أنا مرة كثير، فلا تنسى تحط لايك يا حبيبي. ايش تبغاني يعني اقول لك ابو داحم؟ ايش تبغاني اقول لك يا حبيبي يا قلبي انت يا روحي كانك زوجتي؟ كيف يعني؟ كيف تبيني اسولف معك؟ انت سالت، انت قلت ان انا اكثر واحد وانت ما انت اكثر واحد، هذا صحيح. الله يعافيك. الجمهور في عالم ثاني. كيف يعني؟ كيف؟ ما فهمت، فهمني يا عبد الرحمن، كيف يعني اختلف؟ يلا ردينا. لا ما ازعجتني. لو ازعجتني راح اقول لك ازعجتني، ولا بعطيك بلوك عادي، بس ما ازعجتني. انا عندي شاتين يا شباب، عندي شات اليوتيوب وعندي شات الكيك، لا تفكرون اني مجنون. لا بالعكس يا عبد الرحمن، اي واحد يبث يحب اللي يكتب كثير، بس ما يحب اللي يطلب كثير، ما يحب اللي يطلب ويطلب كثير. اذبح ماي جاد. اسطوره يا نيكو. واحد يا نيكو، واحد بس، واحد يا نيكو عطى. آه. ما اذكر وشو يا ابو يا عبد الرحمن بس. انتبهوا. شفت يا مونس، شفته صح؟ مم. شيله يا مونسي، شيله. لا وراك. والله يا نيكو جي جي. تركيز تركيز يا شباب، تركيز، لا تخليهم يفوزون زياده، لا تفوزون، لا يفوزون. ليش ما تتكلمون إن ما في صوت؟ تكلموا يا شباب إن ما في صوت. أنا حاط ميوت من أول.
Scientific research going down here in Rio.
Already watching the games.
شوف اقرا رسالتي الجايه فوق، يعني بقوه. وش اي رساله؟ انت ارسلت رسائل واجد.
Max value. This Falcons will just be in with a couple of digs.
Look at Donk.
He's got his weapon of choice, doesn't he?
Gets the AK and immediately wants to take every fight that's available to him.
I think once the deagles sound off, you show a little bit of respect, right? If he tumbles early up against a class opponent like Falcons, you're in a bit of trouble. But I wouldn't say so far what we've seen from Falcons is anything concerning regarding, you know, choke or misplays, right? They're also not getting frustrated. Both of these halves have started with Spirit winning the pistol and finding the conversions, and that's essentially their foundation of rounds, excuse me. Magic's finding the opener, and we'll just continue to pump this one in.
Could be a great time for Shiro to get some extra cash for his Orbs longevity.
I think he was considering the exact same thing. Look at his aggression now from Shiro.
You don't see this every day, do you? Shiro being the one looking for
كيف يعني اقراها فوق؟ بقراها رسالة اللي تكتبها راح اقراها، كيف يعني اقراها فوق؟
$600 per kill would be nice for the cash in the coffers, and a bullet knocks him down to 22. Fumble on the nade from Magic's, not the end of the world though. The rifles will see to it.
Okay. Now the purchases. Honestly, can bring out the AWP. Shiro the same. And a timeout called from Zonic. I think this is a key moment just to make sure that you can get into the half. You lose this, you're down to a partial. The half can get away from you quick.
تعليمات يا مدرب، تعليمات، اعطهم تعليمات كويسة. اعطيهم تعليمات كويسة.
Now that you're actually up against it, you've even got a little bit more data on how Spirit have been approaching it. What can you get done? They want to try and use these long spawns and set the tone. Honestly, with the worst spawn of the bunch, might just find himself dropping down into suicide.
هذا اللي اعتزل الأمس مدري اليوم.
Coming up later today. 247 days? 257, something along those lines.
Over 200.
Oh, he's counting down.
It doesn't seem like much, does it?
Long corner smoke here, and they will be trying to take this space. Tanir, Magix, and Shiro set up for this.
Yeah, there's going to be a big riff here on the long side. Through the long smoke goes Tanir, pathing forward. Does manage to find the head of Tessus before Kiyosuke can trade. They know where Magix is. Preemptive block smoke. Hoping to make it as difficult as possible to clear him out. Hoping Shiro gets something as they hunt him.
Full commitment right now. Everybody from Falcons is here looking for this.
What does that smoke achieve?
Yeah, that's missed. Massive void. And they know that Shiro is likely going to have the AWP at this point. Just going to be able to lock this down in combination.
شوفوا يا شات اليوتيوب تراني قاعد اتكلم معاه الحالي ما في احد الكيك.
I think you're worried about resetting right now as well if you're Falcons. If you go back, maybe the reactions already come in, and Zontix and Donk, they've taken to mid space and upper tunnels, so it's all going to be about this fight over towards long.
Flash, Shiro, there's the cover! It's a tough crossfire to crack. They couldn't get.
ليش في كل بداية يكونون فالكون ماش؟ في أي بداية.
More from Shiro and Magix. Finally, Nico using that AWP and a quick scope onto Magix. Gets the job done. Now 2 to find. Is there really a world where Nico's going to be wielding the AWP? No. He opts for the AK-47 to try and solve this one.
والله تقدر ينيكو اثنين.
That does have the way back.
الهيلة لو مرة هيلة.
We assume Nico's not going to go around the world. I say that. It's the move he's making. Zontix now considering it with the timer. Does apply a little bit more pressure to Donk, but Zontix should have him dead to rights here.
Yeah, he's
أبدا ما فهمت.
Gun out, low HP. Nico gets his gun out just in time.
حلوة يا نيكو.
Nico, 3 kills deep with the clutch. Spots the head of Donk perhaps. Perhaps not. He's going to commit to this plant.
لا grenade.
So many close to brilliant moments out of Nico. Map 1.
I don't want to say that they're lucky to get away with that one, but the crowd surge definitely playing an impact there on Nico's awareness. It's part of the arena games, but you could see as soon as the decibels went up, so did his spidey sense, and Donk denies that point, confirms the rounds, and gets the 10th now for Spirit.
لا مو للدرجة هذه يعني.
We're into a partial.
يدرون انك انت كتبت الكلام هذا، يدرون انه في واحد كتب الكلام هذا.
That smoke right there is a twist smoke. This is a B-rush.
Okay, Sontix has got his work cut out for him. He doesn't have much in the way of assistance either. Falcons flooding into this site.
يمينكم يمينكم ليش إلى حد؟ ليش إلى حد؟ نايس ليش إلى حد؟
Spirit, they've been winning consistently in this first or second half of play. 4 on the trot, but with pistols, the bomb goes down. Armored Tech 9, rifle for Tesses. Sontix feeling a bit hot under the collar. How good's the retake here? Double nade being juggled by Magix. Nico looking to
جيب النقطة يا عبد الرحمن يلا.
Kixon safe from the initial incendiary. So many nades to be dumped on in. That time continues to tick in Falcons' favor.
تدمج.
First fight's everything. Donk knocking on the door. Magic's down for 1. Nice from Kixon onto Donk. Hang on. B250 on the doors. It's only Shiro. They've done enough. Falcons
حلوة يا مونسي حلوة.
Pace the name of the game.
اوه بالسكين.
Falcons steal one away. Their first round on this T side.
And that's going to reignite hope in this one.
يلا مداحم وضعك ماش. شكلك ما نمت زين يا مداحم.
Bounces off the big box in the site. Gives you something to work with on the entry path. When I see that flying in, it is guaranteed to be the pedal to the metal finish over towards the site. I think Zontix there even copping maybe a couple of team flashes as he's screaming, boys, I need help. And the money for Spirit, it's not in tatters, but it will be if they drop this one.
Horrible feeling. Everyone knows it. Everyone who's played Dust 2 knows what it feels like when your B-Anchors begging for backup and you see them die instantaneously.
بإذن الله فوز الفالكون بإذن الله.
A little bit of hope indeed, Chad.
No Shiro Orb. That advantage is with Monacy. The fact that they've won that off at lighter investment means that there's a bit more cash in the coffers going forward.
Very quick stride out mid. 4 pulls the util out of Magix. Big nade.
حلو النيد.
And Tania's just tried to push long.
دشيت 5 خرفان بالعافية.
Waiting. Opening incision in a very important round. Finances are going to spill open. This one worth 2 for Falcons.
Who's going to be the difference maker to claw this back? That man advantage for Falcons. A smoke spam not far off.
لو تأخرت شوي يا مونسي كان جت في الطلقة.
So late lurk Tassus long. Bomb yet to be committed.
Yeah, I can't blame them right now if Spirit want to go for a gamble on one of these 2 sites. You lose the round, sure, you save the guns, you give yourself something into the next. If they wipe the board, Spirit are in a whole lot of trouble.
They're coming towards Donk and Magix. Magix, clean headshot onto Kiyasuke. Donk just the one.
حد الحين ما تعشينا.
Wasn't cleared. Tessus.
انتوا باقي الوقت عندكم بدري الحين على العشاء.
Now it's an advantage for Spirit. Flash not going to be committed off neither the second. Kixon and Nico are begging for an equalizing frag, and with 18 seconds left, Nico hasn't got the bomb across.
اللهم صل وسلم على محمد. اخي كيف يقلبونها كذا.
Just by virtue of surviving, Magix is winning this round. Drops on into his demise. Spirit straight back to the win.
Yeah, you can see why this is home turf. 10-1 for the year, about to become.
جاني حرقان. لحد الآن مذ العصر. اي باقي الوقت بدري مرة عندكم.
Considering how easily and convenient that long push to give the man advantage to Falcons was, that is a round that you had to work hard, Spirit. There's a biff straight down suicide here. Kiyasuke isn't going to push the issue.
They're doing this high-low setup. Flash designed for that, exactly that. Pulls both Zontix and Donk on the double swing. Nico gone.
No fear. Not afraid of you on the line. Could have been Monacy's AWP, but no. Nico goes down, opening death.
Now it's the roles reversed. It's Falcons that have to overcome this disadvantage, and on the T side.
That head-to-head, it might be 4-1 in favor of Falcons as far as series are concerned.
يا الله النت دمجتهم كلهم.
Games that matter more, and that's where Spirit have their one.
Tania Has that one-shot potential. So does Kiyosuke though. Puts his to
حلوة.
good use. Takes Shiro out
حلو البيك ذا،
for
حلو.
the equalizing frag. Now
فعلوا،
that goes
فعلوا،
down, so
فعلوا.
they know Tanir's long side. At least they'll assume. Spirit crawling in for the retake. Want to see on the short side, forced back by the incendiary. Plans for him though. Kicks in to be that first attempt. Oh dear, they've lost both of them. Monacy, he's got to stand, he's got to deliver.
يا مجنون يا مونسي.
Not able to find
اخ لو شال الثاني.
Magix finds him onto the Orphan Tess in a clutch. He has to win this, and Magix denies impact from their captain. Time after time we're screaming his name. That's 19 frags deep. 3 in the round to put Spirit on 12.
Yeah, he's had a couple of position changes, and this is a key one. The in-game leader taking over the A rotator rifler from Tanir. Tanir looking more comfy, locking down long. This is the Monacy bloodlust. Right, 2, beautiful. But this is the thing, in the moment.
الافكار اللي تجيك اخر الليل، الشيطان اذا لقى زوجته تخونه هل راح يحزن عشانها تخونه ام يفرح عشانها تسوي معصيه؟ الاثنين مع بعض.
Happy with that. They just need 5 more frags to put them 1 to the good, a grand final. That's the goal.
Well, look at Donkey, he wants to try and end it on his own. Shiro's been spotted, but look at the quickness. Straight onto Monacy, top palm. Tanir's ready to biff. It's just Spirit welcoming the engagement, and this one's already done. 1 minute 38, the clock reads, as Kickson is thrust into a 1 versus 4. Odds stacked against him. And you want to talk about bloodlust, Sontix and Dog want to get this one done. 13-7.
Absolute domination on display, and Tanir.
شكلها يران والله رفع الضغط والله. ما عندي يا ابو عبد الرحمن، ما استخدمه. الله شكلها رفع الضغط. نقول ان شاء الله. والله توتر ورفع الضغط وصداع، يجيك كل شيء. بعدين اللي هي اصلا اللعبه توتر. شاطئ وبرازيل يعني في بيجي ذوق عام. الله ياخذكم. والله يا رانو ما ادري، حتى روكت يمكن ما ابثها، ممكن. الصراحه النوم قاعد يداهمني والله. فما ادري والله، حتى يمكن روكت ماش، لاني صاحي انا من الساعه 4 الفجر. مع اني ودي ابث روكت، ودي ابث حتى كود، بس شفت جوني قاعد تحرقني من النوم، فيني نوم كل شيء تثاوب. خذ راحتك يا عبد الرحمن حبيبي. ان شاء الله لا يا دحمس، ان شاء الله لا. رجعوا الروستر القديم اكسنت والشله ومستواهم يبشر بالخير ان شاء الله. حلو، دام ان اكسنت موجود ان شاء الله ان الامور طيبه باذن الله. هو الوحيد اللي في الروستر حراق ما شاء الله عليه، ما غير موفق اذا شالوه اصلا. نقول يا رب يا رانو. والله العظيم جلطه روكت فالكون ذا اوفر، وهذه مشكله والله. وركت حتى ما في يعني، ما هي مضمونه مره، ف مشكله كلها خسائر والله مشكله. روكت بالنسبه لي عادي يعني، حتى لو ما تاهلوا ذا صح بزعل، بس انه عادي يعني لان كلها افريقيا سعوديه. بس بس اوفر وكاونتر لا والله. والله ودي يا عبد الرحمن، لكن والله النوم قاعد يداهمني والله. النوم مشكله، انا نومي غلط. في احد يصحى الساعه 3؟ نام وخلي البث شغال على روكيت. هل بتتابعون؟ لو انام وخلي البث شغال تتابعون ولا نام وسط البث؟ ما في شيء والله صعب يا دحمس، لان مستوى توستد روكيت مو كويس بعد. ما عليك يا عبد الرحمن، فهمت اكيد. لا تجيب لي النوم زياده يا دحمس، تكفى. انا فيني نوم ونعسان وحالتي حاله تنومني الحين. معروفه هذه يا عبد الرحمن، عرفتها اكيد ما يحتاج اقراها، هذه من نظر اعرفها. لا ما يحتاج، قريتها داخل قلبي خلاص يا عبد الرحمن، ما يحتاج اقراها. يا اخي والله انكم تسولفون واجد انتم خلصوا اعطونا الجيم. خلونا نخلص.
They had good rounds, played good CS. Monacy was unbelievable. Again, just a slow start at the very beginning, but you know from round 5
اوه خالد هذا
he
مشكلة.
was, definitely
مشكلة
the
خالد يا
difference
عبد الرحمن.
maker. Nico very
ذكرت نعم.
solid, unfortunately couldn't finish a couple of those clutches, but you know they have things to look forward to going into their own map pick of Mirage.
And a small note on Kyusuke as well, like we highlighted him, right? A player that needs to step it up in the playoff game. Didn't necessarily have a bad game here in Dust 2, but didn't find the impact that you'd like to see from him. As I said, T-side normally for Falcons, he's involved in 35% plus of the opening duels and winning, you know, a vast majority of those. This time around, couldn't get anything done. So it's just one map, you know, I'm not going to count him
صحيح.
out. Mirage, as you said, coming into it, usually his play.
وهذا الثاني والآخر أو حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. إيش هذا الكلام يا عبد الرحمن؟
To step it up, he hasn't had the best tournament for his standards.
Yeah, between him and Tessus, you want a little bit more output. Is that right, Jacob?
إيه هذا ضروري ما تنساه.
You know, and especially what Yanko said, you know, Monacy is continuing to play well, and I think Nico had moments in this game as well where, you know, he could have made a massive difference. You know, scoreboard-wise, it looked great. The impact of those rounds never really came to fruition. You know, not backed up by his teammates. The economy pressure that he applied by getting 3 kills with the Deagle round. You know, then you expect him, okay, if you win the follow-up round, then maybe that was the impact he came with. But it was never really followed up. So I think there's room for improvement in the Falcons camp. But that's why Mirage is a good outlook for them.
Yeah, that's where we're going. Yanko, Mirage. Let's get it started.
Yeah, absolutely. Last time around, you know, Falcons, we showed a couple of examples in the pregame. They were just very aggressive, playing with a lot of freedom, being decisive in their decision-making. Like, that will probably change at least a little bit on the stage, and they're 1-0 down, but also on the other side of things, with Spirit picking their level up, you know, there's a chance they get shut down trying to make those moves. And then it's about, okay, how good is your plan B, plan C? How good can you get at adjusting? And, you know, no matter the track record with Falcons against Spirit, if Spirit can keep getting these good starts, I mean, that's a recipe for success.
100%. I looked up it yesterday. I think Spirit up until this game had won 15 out of the 22 pistol rounds at this tournament, make it 17 out of 24 now. So throughout the entirety of this tournament, they've been getting off to good starts. So it sounds a little bit silly maybe to say it, and we can't cook the game down.
قاعد أقولها بقلبي يا عبد الرحمن. ما قاعد أقولها قدامك.
For Falcons for a long time. You know, a lot of tournaments have not been ruined, you know, but has been made significantly harder on themselves by not winning pistols, not converting, and you're going against the team in the tournament right now who has the highest conversion rates in
and also on Mirage last time, you know, they lose T-pistol, then they eco and win the first buy round and get rolling. I think maybe they got baited a little bit with Nico getting so many kills in that failed clutch, so he could drop the AK to Monacy, and they bought. If they just eco there and then buy in the first gun round, I mean, they've had success with that, so perhaps tone it down a little bit on those early fours.
لو اقرا هذا يا ابو داحم احتمال يطلع لي المارد الازرق جنبي. فخلينا حبايب كذا. يلي في اليوتيوب انا ماني مجنون. انا في عندي شات الكيك بعد هنا ابث منصتين. كيك نفس اسمي باليوتيوب حياكم الله. دورون.
Not careless Counter-Strike, but aggressive Counter-Strike, in your face Counter-Strike. Don't be afraid of the time. Don't overcomplicate it. You got a 3v3 with a minute and 10 seconds left. Don't fall back and try to outplay your position. You know, play with a bit more flair, as you showed. You know, it worked in the group stage, and that's the kind of Falcons I want to see, the group stage Falcons and not the playoff one.
Yeah, well, let's do just that, but not just yet. We do have a little bit of a break. We do come back and we jump right back into the semifinal. It's the Intel Extreme Masters in Rio 2026, and it's more Spirit and Falcons when we return.
Placement matches set your starting point. Face It rating measures your impact as you climb. The soft ELO reset narrows the gap between the highest ELO players and the rest of level 10. Your starting point will be based on your recent ELO and
قاعدين يحللون ذولي قاعد يقولون.
So you can see exactly how much you stack up against others at your level. Face It rating measures how much your actions have increased your team's chances of winning the match, taking into account the full situation. Season 8 launches April 22nd.
أنا ذاك المرد الأزرق.
And have fun. واضح كل شيء واضح يا ابو داحم واضح.
Here we're zoning. What do you think about the game so far? Obviously not the way it's going. It's
عطنا
not
تصريح
how we expect,
المدرب.
but any specific point out where Falcons needs to step up?
I mean, I think it's mostly around the communication right now. I think we're not really feels a little bit scared to play. I think Spirit is also trying to be in our heads, and we have to dictate the game. The rounds on CT side where we actually go for first kills, we get them, and just need to do a bit more of that. We need to bring the fight to them because we have been giving them too much respect, and obviously it doesn't help if you lose both pistols as well.
Why is the respect there? I mean, you trashed them in the group stage.
ابو داحم مو يعني ان ولدك اسمه داحم. احنا عندنا اللي اسمه عبد الرحمن نقول له ابو داحم.
See you on second map and see how it goes.
Boys, Nikola, Damian, here are some gifts from me. Nikola coach, Damian. Thank you. Open, check it, enjoy. A book.
عندكم مش عندنا.
One of the most
وش يسوي؟
works on strategy of all time.
Good thinking. It was actually on my list of reading.
Ooh, a book. Learn Mandarin Chinese.
No, it's
لا تورطني. خلاص اوكي يا عبد الرحمن.
Your horizons.
Oh, for the Chinese fan base. Now it makes sense.
Maxim, brother, give a gift to Nikola. That one.
What do we have here?
A checker sport? Chess. Zonik always told me that Glaive was a mastermind. Don't worry, bro. We actually got another one for you, Damian. This thing. You will love it for sure, man. Take it. Yeah, open up. What about me, boys?
اسمك عبد الرحمن.
We're saving the best for last.
A tent?
Yeah, I mean, you never know when you need a tent, right?
Super useful.
I see what this is. You want me to do the team?
يعني ما تبيني اقول ابو داحم بس وانا اقول الخزعبلات هذه.
Oh boys, the management have spoiled us this year. Everyone ready? Oh.
Brother, let's go! Блять. Maxim, it's your bestie, no? Come on, guys. There's not enough space in this team for Dom.
وش ذا الاعلان ما ادري
Not by kicking Tessus.
يشترون.
Who said it has to be Tessus? Works on strategy. You never know when you need a tent. Expand your horizons.
Don't you worry, my friend.
Nikola Kovac. Classic. Shout out to Russ for the sleeping bag though. Real comfy.
Saturday afternoon in Rio de Janeiro and the
ما بغينا يا اخوي ما بغينا نرجع. يلا يا اخوي رجعونا على الجيم.
Team Spirit may have a losing record versus the Falcons. However, in the arena at that major, Spirit cancelled Falcons fun. Plenty of fun being had here.
الله يقرفكم.
A lot of anticipation for not only this one, but the second semi-final coming up as well. Hometown heroes Furia taking on Vitality.
Yeah, the cauldron is going to start bubbling over a little bit later. Right now, we're just throwing in the necessary ingredients to set the table for this one.
Now here in Rio, Spirit are looking to do it again. It is in an arena, it's in the playoffs once more. There was no pressure initially. Taking down Spirit and Vitality in that group stage may have caused a surge of pressure once more. Team Spirit took Dust 2 in a very convincing fashion. Couple of near misses from Nico. Couple of opportunities for greatness, just narrowly missing out on it. Mirage, the map pick of the Falcons has to be different. You heard from Coach Sonic. bring the fight to Spirit. Claiming Spirit have been trying to get in their heads. Well, now Falcons.
يلا يا مونسي يلا يلا يا الجوت يلا.
There's only one way to find out whether that nuke is required, and that is to do battle on Mirage.
Spirit's pistol round prowess continues to grow. 17-7, the 70% win rate in the event so far. Top of the charts. Can they make it another on the defense?
Oh, nothing from Tanir's pistol this time. He was very impactful on Dust 2. Donk makes up for it.
Hirogo overlooked here.
Yeah, hiding out on the side of the dual Berettas. He is the trap to be sprung, but Monacy Farthing. Oh, catches
جنب بعض كلهم بس في سموكات ما يجوا جنب بعض.
But Kixon cleared him. The pistol would go a long way. The first for Falcons here on the semi-final stage.
Smoke, but no kit.
Gonna throw it out. Kixon's parked it on the site itself. Could cause some chaos. Gonna start spamming, but no. The bullets are found. Nico and Kixon close it down.
حلوة. بداية حلوة. بداية جميلة جدا. استمروا على كذا. بإذن الله الفوز من نصيبنا بإذن الله.
And then you try and move forward. Very well done, and this is more of what you want to see from Falcons. Stuff, obviously it's a different veto. Anubis last time. Dust 2. A whole lot more comfortable for Spirit, but this is a map that they've had mixed results on so far here in Brazil. The most glaring being the loss to Red Canids, a 13-8. Have since then picked up 2 victories, one over G2. That was part of that lower bracket gauntlet, and the other over Mouse yesterday. They're going to force buy in. Heavy stack over towards the A side of the map with just Zontix towards the ladder room. Responsible for an awful lot, but if it is a B execute, essentially, Spirit will be conceding that site and hoping for the save, unless they can chip one off the pack before then. One being juggled over towards Monacy. In the early stages, there haven't been any aggressive moves from Spirit, so going through the motions for the map control, window smoke and deep connector. Got it in.
Zontix keeps looking over towards that window, hoping he's going to catch someone up on the fade. Here comes the first fight, and he does connect onto Kixon.
Does Nico keep looking on B?
That's the question. He is in the apartments, and no one's shooting back. No nade. Oh, no! But Zontix has taken down Monacy. The bomb now lies idle in middle. Kiyosuke has to step up. A whole lot on A. Donk will finish him off. It's fallen apart for Falcons. Zontix so isolated, gets 2 kills, make it 3 from Zontix MP9.
That's ridiculous, and that was way too easy, those kills. They're just so separated. The trade potential was minimal right there, and if Falcons wanted to start running with some momentum on their map choice after that pistol, we're going to have to wait a while. The force by war is likely to kick off, but Zontix making this look too easy. Tanir, a heads-up play through the smoke, shaves off Tesses.
Brilliant from Zontix.
But it's all about that man. And this is the frustrations that are starting to bubble. A couple of digs, Tech 9, and a Galil for Monacy. Monacy was doing a phenomenal job in that first map with the AWP.
He's not going to see one for a while. And last time, empty hands for Zontix. It's Donk. Provides the trade, but there's Tessus right back. Long range Tech 9, and it just keeps going. Constant hit for Tech. Shiro in middle.
مو حلو هذه
above water. That's an important find. Isolates Kixon from the Kiyosuke. And now he's thrust into a clutch. Look at the corpses littering middle. As they go for the swing, they go for the fight. Shiro wins it out.
Look, at least it was a good brawl in middle, but the confidence on display from Spirit, they just kept swinging.
There's another one, there's another one, there's another one.
Everybody just throwing themselves at that mid-fight, knowing that they had the firepower advantage there, and the finances will have to mean an eco for Falcons. 1,900 loss coming into this, 2,400 into the next before there's a buy, but for Spirit, this is beautiful. It means that this patch of rounds is relatively stress-free. You hate to see it go down like this for Falcons. Hopefully, once the guns come out, we can see more of that form. The ones that absolutely dismantled this team during the groups, the ones that defeated Vitality. You talk about that pressure, right? I think it's about expectation. When you're coming into this and you know that the roster will be different, all of your prac, the hard work, everything up until this point, it still exists. and they all take to the interviews saying, hey, we're professionals. Nico saying, yeah, there's no distractions. Maybe not for him and the rest of the team, but I think, oh, hold up, we're going to farm fast. Shiro, MP9 under the balcony. First is
لا 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 لا
and he's even got more for
لا مستحيل 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 والله.
4 frags in that one, wipes the sweat off the brow, and now he has 11k 4 rounds into the game.
I think he might treat himself to the AWP. He does invest.
That's something Modesty can't do.
No, sir. Round 5. He'll be forced into just the AK-47 as a product of losing out on that second round.
Being on this T-side start, Falcons, you are the ones who are hoping that you can dictate the tone. Sonic in the catch-up with Stico between the maps saying that need a bit more of that. You need to be the ones setting the pace.
Well, there's pace in middle once more. Kiyosuke pathing forward.
الضغط بدأ يرتفع الضغط.
Get to tap. Zontix Donk looking like they want to clamp in off of a flashbang. Flashes, and here comes the clamp. He's trapped on tap. Kiyosuke begging for backup, goes down to Zontix. Opening kill for Spirit. Do they want more? He does. Keeps his chest puffed up. Nico parting from the bench position. Will have an angle onto Zontix if he sticks around. Oh, that nade didn't do too much. It's actually a smoke grenade bounced off his backside. Zontix down to Monacy for the equalizer. Smoke fades on Tessa's Palace. Donk versus Nico, and Donk bests him. Trying to worm his way through connector. Good timing on Kixon's push here. How cleared will he get? It's Magix that's taken Zontix's place on the short side.
Yeah, you can't swing if you're Magix because of Monacy rattling off on short. So Magix will just have to sit here. He's also responsible for B during this. About 40 seconds left on the clock now. Shiro leaves window. He'll deal with B outs. Magic's contend to short. There is the issue with the window boost, and that was something the Mouse did well yesterday. A couple of the rounds able to get this space and cause some concern. So Donk high alert as the pip there shows Tanir tucked in. If Tassos plays on the lurk, he's likely to go down.
Wow.
Spotted
Quick
bomb
reactions. Stunning from Donk. Magix as well connected. It's in perfect unison.
I'm trying to jump shoot right now versus Tassos.
It's too easy. Way too easy. Comfortable conversion. Finances in ruin.
At least they'll have the AWP into the following. So we'll see the partial.
7.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you win the pistol, lose the force. Just stuck on tap, no way out for Kiyosuke. Nico trying to draw something back, but Donk too aware. And there's the final frag from Shiro. Not in it just yet, Falcons. This is flying by. You earned that quarterfinal bye to book yourself straight into the semis. Spirit, they're already warmed up. They already enjoyed this stage. They had Tanir. His best performance in the Spirit jersey on Dust 2 versus Mouse yesterday. The confidence of the team settling in where it should. And the conversation about Halley or Sotfik, that doesn't exist right now. We're seeing a polished Spirit.
Yeah, the interview that Shiro gave as well with HLTV discussing that Sotfik and Halley are very different coaches and that Sotfik's actually immediately been drawing attention to the micro of Team Spirit. Those adjustments, once you've got the advantage, once you've got the territory, it's the way you handle the mid-round that Sotfik's been drawing attention to, and so far signs of life from Spirit.
Everyone has a dig. Sub 1 minute now. Honestly, the spearhead of this.
Nice little pop flash, catches the whole squad. Zontix, he could swing in for the multi. Here he goes, just the one. Important trade provided by the Desert Eagle of Kiyosuke. And a spam from Tanir, building on top of that with a smoke break for number 2. Kicks in Kiyosuke, Tessa's gone too. All added to Tanir's naughty list.
That put a smile on the face of Nico there. They're just getting thrown around the serve. Now ashore, that was a very light investment. You're not expecting to get a lot done, but you'd love to find some resistance.
A little something.
Spirit were believing it was going to be some type of a B play. Donk was already hedged over towards Market to assist Magix on B in case of a pop. So sure, it wasn't the exact call, but they did have the pieces in the right place.
Curiously, at 5,900, Monacy chose to go AK.
Okay, that could, yes, it plays straight into the call. They're just going to set up for an A execute. And Magix is over towards A right now, reading the situation very well.
He's playing for that disruptive HE as the smokes come in. If he gets the timing on this
He's
right.
got a couple of them too.
This could be lethal. Tanir forced to extinguish, dancing on the ladder. Now Tess is pathing in, strafes past him, spots him. Nice find from him. Nico's flashbang had him doing the dance. Spam from Magix through the boards. Very nice from Tesses. Catches Magix empty-handed on the A site. Kiyasuke surging into an open B site. The bomb on Monacy's back. Oh, and then you're not saving that, Shiro. Orb ripped out of his grasp by Kiyasuke on the lurk.
Interesting that Donk and Zontix have both pulled the plug and gone towards T-Spawn. Maybe this is just about damage. They've got heaps of cash to work with. I'm sure Donk would love to hold on to the AK, but he seemed cognizant of that Kiyasuke lurk before he did announce his presence. So here it has to just be about shredding a couple of these rifles. And Nico makes sure that doesn't happen. So Zontix goes down. It is just Donk. He's hearing kicks in towards ramp, Nico towards Palace. How many can he take with him? None. A spotless round. 5 staying alive, and a simple approach, an A execute. One that Spirit were prepared for. Had the extra bodies on the site, but couldn't deal with it. They've got this one and another buy coming forward. So Tanir getting spotted by Tessus there on the way out. Palace, you see with the extinguish, he jumps, spots him. Knows he's got that buffer of the smoke behind him. Beautiful work. Magix spamming through. Bit desperate here. It wasn't even to deny the plant, and he gives his life for free. So bit of an overplay there from the in-game leader. Now Monacy's got his orb.
He starts at Palace. Tanir's going to go for a ramp aggress here. Partners up, Tessus. He anticipates this, and crouch peeks into Donk. Still can't connect a bullet, though. Zontix in a head-to-head. He's so comfortable on these engagements. Little excursions out middle, solo endeavors. Can't finish him off. He gets away. Monacy sniper versus Donk at range. M4 finds its second. 2 on 4 with a boost for Nico. Donk's already read ya on the play. Nice from Nico back. Keeps Donk humble at 2. Tanir cowering behind the boxes, looking to catch a timing on the peak. Nico's found 1. Kicks and find his second. Yes, he can. Open A site, opportunity to plant. Plants it open for Nico in the middle. Rotation from Zontix softened up, and a tap would have been it. Nico can't connect.
Around
Zontix
the world
can.
from Magix here. He's going to be very late to this.
Oh, Kixon. Such a high impact 1 versus 2 if he can pull this across the line. He's just got Magix and Zontix to get past, and he's elected to sit on site. Zontix is coming in from the mid side, or at least now he does. But is that enough of a distraction? Yep, Magix gets the info. Kixon does too, though. 1 and done. Magix on the HE. Finishes the job and will make it 6. Close. Really close, but 6 on the board for Spirit.
Casual there. Understand he didn't have the kit for that 10-second defuse. The most impressive kill to me in this entire patch is after Donk and Tanir are both noted going aggressive A ramp. The traditional reaction, if the bodies are in the place, is to try and take some mid space. Donk should connect a player.
Right.
So if he's an excursion over towards a ramp, it should be under fortified. Zontix waltzes out of short on his own and just takes another head-to-head duel. So right now, Spirit, they are brewing with confidence. There's oodles of it, and they're just happy to take these head-to-head fights. Sure, it's only a 4-round gap right now, but how bad can this get?
I mean, one of these 2 Falcons round was the pistol.
At least Spirit in that first map won those pistols and the conversions. That gave them a nice better rounds. They're looking extremely comfortable on this stage here in Rio, our Spirit. Hasn't been sunshine and rainbows since Bounty in the second half of last year. Made roster changes again coming into this one. And the season, it's been less than they would have desired. That's a huge nade.
Yeah, chip damage onto Tess is significant to Nico. Softened up for the M4 headshot potential as well. A lot of admiration for how Zontix has managed to kind of stamp his authority onto the short fights in middle. a slower round.
And so many nades still for Falcons. They haven't really used anything to get this map control. Very scarce use of utility, so plenty of options available for the finish.
We've seen this one before.
Alex, they grouped up for a mid clamp. 2 players short, 1 connector, and donk floating window.
It's going to make Kixon's life miserable. He's supposed to be acting like a fake mid control.
The fact that they leered forward, they saw nothing. Now they're reposing, so the B defense means that it's likely Zontix, alongside of Magix, can just focus B apps. Tanir hasn't been smoked off. He still has vision. He knows nobody's up catwalk just yet.
He's going to play behind the smoke con. So now he doesn't have the info. That might force a reaction. Kixon working on this short flank. Magix primed and ready. Perfect back turn. Messy spray, but finds Nico. Then Zontix springs to action, and it all comes tumbling down. One back from the m0NESY sniper. Knows Zontix likely hiding out towards the bench. Kiyasuke's trying to run at him. And Zontix still gets another on the uncrouch. m0NESY with a quick flick. Lightning fast, but Shiro's holding. Number 7 already in a smirk, creeping onto the face of Magix in the right place on the right site, and this time they find the right result.
They're booking him right now. The HEs right there did about 200 damage that round. The initial one we saw towards A ramp, and there was another one late on towards B, just before that execute comes in, that did another massive chunk. They're just jumping into their demise. Falcons have no idea what's going on the map right now. Sure, m0NESY's hitting nice shots. He looks like the absolute best AWPer in the world in the moment, but it's not making a difference. 7-2. And this isn't flashy. These aren't crazy highlight moments. Maybe from m0NESY, sure, but from everybody else on the Spirit side, it's yeah, exactly. And this is what we were impressed with on day 1 when they took on Liquid. It was functioning, comms were there, the teamwork was there, and another m0NESY.
Wow, an opening onto Donk. Individually in that head-to-head, he was ahead on Dust 2. Now Zontix, the timing of this is a little late. He's missed Kiyasuke being window boosted, but now catching Nico, and Magix is there to tend to it. That's the comms you're talking about, Chad. Magix just in time to catch it. Now Zontix getting a little pushy, is punished. Tessa's out Palace, bomb moves in through middle.
This is so weird. Shiro's actually going to go around the world to come back through middle to take a line. Oh, okay. Where's he off to?
The safest route possible.
This is the longest rotation. But they still haven't planted the bomb. They're looking for Tanir on A. They understand that he's still alive. They know there was this pressure towards the A ramp. They're trying to deal with the rotation. Spirit aren't giving them the rotation. Now the bomb goes in. 40 seconds on the clock.
And they'll be coming in from 2 different angles. Magix connector. Tanir late ramp.
Magic has to take down m0NESY somehow if they want any access to this.
Will still maybe have vision if it doesn't spread on that door side angle. Yeah, he does. Easy frag to the spine. Magix will go down, and that might signal the end of this one. Tanir, the latest of arrivals, still able to remove Tesses, but that bomb will be exploding, and m0NESY will not be saving his AWP through.
Kixon might be able to pick it up here. Wary of the AWP hanging around and looking for that orb. Can't. Okay, just got it there in the final throws.
Okay.
That's a lot of damage being done in that round. The fact that there's just one man staying alive, he drops that orb, he re-equips himself. There's issues in the buy for Falcons. It's going to be a little bit lighter on with the U2 or the firepower. A little bit of an odd finish to that round, all things considered, but Falcons aren't complaining. They'll take their 3rd and still have a chance for 5.
Feels like a necessary 5.
Boosting up.
Over the top. What? Shiro gets a 2nd lease of life. Uncharacteristic miss from m0NESY. He was set up for that opening. He's been unable to provide. Not too much from the HE, nor the 2nd either. Kiyasuke's done well to avoid it, but you can't avoid Donk. The inevitable demon onto Kiyasuke for an opening. Zontix fancies it. m0NESY missed shot once more. Spotted him on the jump back, trying to catch him if he does it again. Threatening smoke, though, implies potential for aggression. And how's this for aggression? He gets boosted up for a deeper line into your approach on Con. Nico could get caught by this. Over the top of the smoke, Monacy on bench as Tessus works out Tetris. They're clamping down on middle here. Donk through connector. Shiro drawing attention. Nico a clean headshot onto Donk. Tanir catching the walkout from Tessus. And with Monacy dead to Zontix, it gets really uncomfortable. Nice shot from Nico. Needs another. Spots one onto Zontix, but Zontix stubborn. One hell of a performance from the short player here. 12 and 8 individual prowess. Zontix is impressing.
It's so comfortable in that position, and I just think the fact that he's willing to take a lot of these fights, it's making it so difficult to be able to hold on to this space. So 8-3, this is the shot from Monacy. Considering that he's been hitting absolutely everything, you're asking yourself, where did that one go?
Could have been a very different round.
This is looking like another quick start to the day here in Rio. Fast A split.
Okay, Donk's going to look for a couple of fights in middle. One and done. Kixon's Mac 10 revealed. Shiro's around the connector position, and Tanir just taps his head off. Nico goes down. Look at this fight. There's so much tenacity from Team Spirit. They just want to brawl. With Tanir down to Monacy, it's again Zontix winning his fights in middle that gives him the advantage, and Shiro wants to extend it. Good find from Tessus, clears out Magic CT. Shiro over the top, tracks Tessus down to 18. Bomb planted 2-on-2. Everything to play for Falcons. Can they really find a fourth?
Zontix going all the way through apartments here. This one's going to be a buzzer beater. It's going to come down to the wire. Shiro with a flash.
Oh, he could act bigger than he is if he wants to flash CT, draw attention, hope to catch Tessus looking the wrong way. Or just this silent approach could be enough. It's all about the timing. Tessus is holding, nails the headshot. Just Zontix now, knows where Tessus is, and he's going to put some bullets into the boards, but can't hack it. 4 for Falcons, none of them consecutive. Spirit looking to close in.
Changes in the air, but it is the same old Falcons. The future, it looks different, but right now, Spirit are the ones who are changing the conversation from that group stage game. A completely different look from what we saw just a few days ago. And the confidence for Falcons, it's not there. The fights are on Spirit's terms, and the grand final, a handful of rounds away. Are we done? Or do we need Nuke? Only Falcons can change that discourse.
Leaving the bomb outside B and spreading out for clues.
Magic's likely with a deep con or... Okay, it's just going to be the standard. Oh, he's missed the molly there.
Trying to run through that smoke. Kickson's going to have to track him if they do so. Just spamming clocks, hoping for that overextension on the short side. And Shiro gets the fight he was looking for, but unable to find the lethality. Quick movement from Donk, you see that. Glides through ladder to try and amplify the pressure. A boost that Tessus will have to deal with. The P250 versus the USP. Spots the leg, loses a lot of health. Bell rung.
Bomb's on the way over now.
Apply some pressure on the A side. Donk as well, trying to keep Kickson on high alert. Pull rotations. Look at the rotations. They completely evacuate the B site. They've sold it brilliantly. So intimidated. Falcons on the back foot as a wide open red carpet for that bomb plant on B.
Zontics is about to find it's clear.
What a well-constructed pistol. Tessus has just about got there in time. He clotheslines Zontics. Now Magic's on high alert. Doesn't want to lose the bomb. Gets the info as well. Pulls another easy headshot. Sure, Donk goes down in the meantime, but this is a post plant now, favoring Team Spirit.
It's a short plant. This is good for Shiro.
Perfect setup to succeed. Nico on that low HP. Monacy and Kickson's all coming in through the market side. Monacy loses his head, caught jumping. Magic's great pre-aim for that.
Now they just play the bomb.
Will, the clock ticks in their favor every second that passes closer to a ninth, to a pistol. Splitting the pistols, but splitting skulls.
Making this look casual right now. That's 3-1 in the pistol department in the series. I say so far.
Feels crazy, but like Falcons straight up have to match the output. They have to win a second round here.
Yeah.
A second round force buy.
They've been riding the high of this group stage performance. You beat Vitality, and that was a great series. But you come in, you connect today. You didn't get a quarterfinal by your own doing. You earned this semi-final, and right now, you are getting absolutely destroyed by Spirit. I understand first map, there was a couple of clutches that could have been, but really they were playing from behind in a lot of those. This leaves a bit of a sour taste in your mouth, knowing that the future very likely to look different here. You bang on, they need to be able to pull out this force buy victory, otherwise you're ecoing into the next. That's 11 for Spirit. And as you picked up those wins, as you took down Vitality, his expectations, they shifted. We saw what happened to them earlier in the year against Paravision at the Bounty Final. They went from being underdogs with a stand-in to favorites. And that's happened again here in Rio.
Feels like Spirit are just flowing.
If they do go short into... No, they're not, obviously. Magix is clearing out A, but that B site was where the stack resided.
They found the path of least resistance, and they'll still send Donk in to try and keep them rooted on B.
As that bomb goes down. Oof. Okay, I was going to say pressure gets alleviated.
Oh, no, pressure's been amplified instead. Monacy's being walked on. Magic's in his blind spot. There's no way he's going to be clearing this close corner, so Magic's exercises some discipline. Tessus should be able to find some sort of trade here. Yeah, Magix goes down. Now up to Zontics to do everything with Shiro. The bomb down, backs turn. Shiro doesn't find the lethality, but Zontics will with the 1-2 punch. Mac 10 does so much work, and Kiyosuke, he's just got to stick it, and Shiro's going to count in his head. 5, 4, 3, and you're dead. Spirit take 10. Storming through the semi-final. A threatening one from Kiyosuke. 3 kills deep, short. But Falcons are running out of opportunities. It will read 11 before we see guns in their hands.
Sure, that one was a bit tense. It got close. I think once the bomb is going down, even though it is a 3v5, Spirit have the rotations. They're in strong positions. It's
a shot.
Or this alley-oop with the nade as Zontix.
I swear.
Kill. He's always lobbing out the HEs mid-fight.
Mid-fight HE, it's becoming a bit more of a signature move for him, and look at him thrive. 16 and 11. It's not just that CT side where we've seen Zontix have impact.
It's been a bit of a discourse considering the poor results of Spirit this season so far about was Magic's the man. Apex taking to his defense saying, hey, I'm glad you guys didn't judge me after my first couple of months. Well, it's not just the last couple of months. Spirit, since that bounty lift, remember, they replaced Magic's with Zwei. Then Tania came in for Zontix, and that was way late. Eventually, they got their men, but they didn't get their results. And then things changed. Chopper out, Magic's back, taking over those in-game leadership realm. And at the helm, he's looking to push them into that first grand final.
Oh, Kixon not going to be able to hit that first bullet. Tessus has been able to on the B-Abs player though, but with Magic's finding Kixon, that opens the door to A once more. Nico going to be the first man on the scene, approaching from CT, but they surge forward. Mac 10s versus Deagle. It's an uncomfortable fight for Nico. Once again, Zontix going to throw out another HE. Nico gone, 11 to be collected by Spirit here. It's just a formality.
Been nothing to really get Falcons going throughout this series so far. They had a couple of flashy moments, sure. A couple of near misses in the clutch department, but nothing to pick up the energy of the squad. This is a nice follow-up after how close the force buy was for Spirit. They likely going to keep themselves 4 alive. Obviously seeing if you can get anything extra. It's a couple of extra guns carried through. Continues this cushion. And I think a timeout from Sonic right now for the final orders. The final conversation about, boys, this is it. Great group stage. Can't argue with that. But if this is how we go out in the playoffs, it's with a whimper. There is a third place decided to be going down tomorrow, but all the pros are vocal. That's not somewhere that they want to be. That's a match they'd rather not play.
Don't have to be a rocket scientist to see what this start from Team Spirit implies. Look how many nades Magic's is juggling here.
Palace Waterfall is going to be tough to deal with for Kixon.
And Nico's going to be behind the smokes. Seems like a guarantee. Kixon's going to be under pressure. Molly at your doorstep. They immediately drop down. You see the parving from Tania into the flames. Gets a second onto Nico instantaneously. They are just a cut above Tania with the entry parving. Rather avant-garde. Completely subverts the expectation of Kixon. I'd love to see that again from Kixon's POV. You just see how quickly that goes from 0 to, oh, the round's over.
An absolute non-starter, this one. You get the pistol, Falcons, and that's really the highlight. The fact that you aren't able to get those conversions, give yourself that cushion to work with. They're saving. This is 12. Spirit have confirmed it. Another blink and you miss it series to kick off until Extreme Masters Rio. It's time for the semi-finals.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Fury of Vitality's a little longer.
So it'll be a whole lot louder.
That's for sure. Crazy turn of events. Timeout called, understandably. Coach Zonic needs to see his boys turn it on. 8 consecutive rounds required, or Falcon semi-final ends in a whimper. And it would be 2 for 2 as far as arena head-to-heads with Spirit that go Spirit's way.
Look at this from Zoni. All you can do is use these 30 seconds, right? You're not a miracle worker. Right? You've got limited words, you've got limited ways to get them fired up. You can't make them do it. They're the only ones who are going to be able to pull themselves out of this. And
look at his pathing, by the way. Down the ladder, instant jump off, straight into the headshot, through the flames, and number 2 into the smoke for the entry. Is this really the last round?
Those saves have given them at least something to fight with.
Fight up mid. Nico and Kiyosuke partner up. Donks having absolutely none of it. Will tuck into the doorway. Looking for that head-to-head. Does already connect a couple of bullets onto Kiyosuke. Heichi humbles him. Down to 50. Still Donk prevails. Info on Tanir and Donk.
And that's the first nail in the coffin. An opening kill so early in the round. They trying to take the fight. Right, you're getting fired up. We need to take the jewels to these guys. We have to set the tone. We have to be dictating the pace of this game. You live forward. You want to deal with the mid control. You want to take the fight. You want to put your aim on display. You're no slouches. Is this a ramp push? The next that could be costly. Shuro awaits. Donk and Magix, they join. And Tessus with it all to do.
Tessus got so much work to do. Lean onto Donk. Trade immediate from Shiro.
Bomb spotted rotation. Just left that B bomb site. 50 seconds, plenty of time.
Hickson safe under the bulk. Progression smoke for Nico gives him something to play around. Jungle smoke stops Monacy from contributing, but the Heichi hurts. Hickson just chunked. Half of his health gone. They're staggering it so well. The pressure, procedural. Now the second molly. Now Monacy not clearing his corners. Tanir has closed it down. Falcons escorted out of Rio de Janeiro, and it's a stomping from Spirit.
That right there is vindication, not only from the group stage, but for the season so far. A dejected Falcons, a team who didn't connect to the server today. But this is a new look Spirit that finally is delivering on that promise. Magix gives the double thumbs up. This man takes over the in-game leadership, and that is the best the team has looked since. With him at the helm, with him driving this ship, this is their first grand final, and their first grand final since Tanir has joined the roster. For him, starting to deliver and show that he can be the second star on the rifles for this team. But Zontix on Mirage, it was masterful on short. And this is a quick series, it's a concise series. And that's celebrations for Spirit.
It's not the way Kickson wanted his last game in that jersey to go. Of course, he will have another one tomorrow in that deciding. No, he won't. Third, fourth.
Yeah, so this is going to be a tough match for them tomorrow.
Oh, brutal.
That's one where you're going to have to step back out onto that stage. We knew the changes in the air. That news broke early as Rio begun. But today it's all about Spirit, and tomorrow they will take on the victor of Furia versus Vitality. The cauldron awaits. I'm going to throw down this to the stage.
Oh my, congratulations! Once again, you didn't lose a single map, but the last time you faced each other, you lost to Falcons. What do you think made the difference today?
I feel like that we made a great progress as a team during this event because, I mean, it was going pretty bad for us. We lost to Falcons, we got humbled in the group stage, and after this we were facing Red Canids at some point, we lost the map, and like, everyone just got their shit together.
Okay, makes sense. And who would you prefer to face in the grand finals, Furia or Vitality?
Furia.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing. And now, this for you. There.
Well, that's Magix, and he said exactly what needed to be said. They got their shit together. And it would appear as so, because the scoreline would indicate that they have absolutely eradicated these birds from the server.
They definitely did. It was a complete 180 to the group stage game. Like Spirit were doing to Falcons today, what Falcons did to them just a couple of days ago in a different environment.
Yeah, absolutely manhandling Falcons in this game. Left no room for doubt whatsoever. The better team ended up winning, and they won in a fashion where to me, that's the impressive thing for Team Spirit. The fact that they've been able to turn it around, as Magic said, you know, getting their shit together. But also the lack of fight coming out of Falcons is a little bit concerning to me. Now, obviously, in terms of the future, doesn't really matter. They're going to make a roster change. Who cares? But in isolation to this game, I would have hoped for more. I would have expected more. And I would have hoped for Spirit to be tested a bit more than this. And I think, frankly, that they're surprised that Falcons didn't put up a better fight either.
I think it still matters, though. Like, we have yet another tournament where Falcons look great in group stages, then in the playoffs, they're nowhere to be found. Like, what's the big deal? Like, what's the difference every single time? No, I mean, you know, now you even are making a roster change, so no one cares. Like, there's no pressure for you to do anything at this event, right? Like, what's the problem now? In this sort of a scenario, you're not ready to play. You have slow starts again, players missing one more time, right? Like, Monesi, yeah, he had a great series. Nico had a great Dust too, but a terrible Mirage. You know, he had a lot of opportunities on T side, some duels against Zontix, which if he would have won, I think could have swung some rounds towards Falcons' way. Tess is nowhere to be seen today. You know, it's a lot of the same things repeating themselves. And sure, Kerrigan coming in, right, it's going to be a big deal. He's a veteran. He knows how to lead in these games. He can bring a lot of energy to the team, bring some real leadership as well. But it's still going to be down to some of these individuals to, you know, get their level up and then deal with the circumstances of playing in these games.
Jacob, I mean, we're talking about a Mirage here that saw the Falcons win that opening pistol, and then it all fell apart. Is that right?
Yeah, that is right, and that was kind of ironic, you know, because we spoke about it, you know, important for Falcons to get off to a good start, important for them to win the pistol and convert. Unfortunately, they couldn't do it. Again, I got to give it to Team Spirit. I think Magic's had a great overall series. Sontic stepping up massively as well, and we spoke about it. You highlighted it coming into the game as well, Janko. The way Falcons played Mirage, you know, throughout the group stage, the way they played last time against Team Spirit was very much in your face, and Spirit were inviting them to do that in this game as well. I'd even make the case that Spirit were a little bit ahead of that in that department, in terms of just going out there, seeking the duels, not being afraid, and playing heads-up Counter-Strike. So, as I said, like, they met them where they wanted to be met, and they were the better team. And now you mentioned it, right? Tess is nowhere to be found. Kyusuke, playoff Kyusuke. I think that's a conversation we need to have at some point as well. Yeah, maybe. It's a player with an enormous potential. No one is discrediting that. It's just we haven't seen that in a playoff game
It's
yet.
even that they win pistol, and then in second round, they go mid. Spirit isn't playing for mid, they get it for free, right? The call is to go into a B split, but Kyosuke is in connector. I guess he's... Why is Tessus outside of A ramp? Right? Like, he dies there to Tanir pushing with the Caesar. Like, you're doing a B split in an anti-force buy with 3 players.
Yeah.
Why? Like, what's the point of 2 lurkers in a round like that? You know, and then you have Kixan on his own, jumping into ladder, dies to Zontix. Monesi has then a duel that he loses. Nico is in B apps, as I said. Kyosuke is in connector, and Tessus died on A ramp. Like, I don't understand. Why is Tessus there? Why isn't he B with Nico? Why isn't he Cat with, you know, so they have trading potential? Like, some of these, I don't know if it's miscommunication, like a player went where he isn't supposed to, or that's just the call, but everything that was in every single facet of the game, the things that they were doing well in group stage, they were failing at them today.
Yeah, unfortunate for that side. Fortunately for you all at home, it is your time to get activated. You know exactly what's coming. Watch this.
Who will be the DHL MVP? You decide. You can participate in the DHL MVP vote as it happens. Make sure to be tuned into the Twitch stream and be ready to have your say.
Well, here it is, our DHL MVP vote. Magic's the first one up there.
Yeah, and this is going to reflect, you know, a scary prospect for Team Spirit. Magic's having a great series, having a great game. This was a game where we didn't speak a lot about Dunk. We didn't speak a lot about Shiro. In some essence, they weren't even needed. You know, Sontex, who didn't do much in Dust 2, wasn't really needed. He stepped up massively at Mirage. So for the support cast of Team Spirit to be in the DHL MVP running right here in the form of Magic's, and I'm sure there's going to be a Tanir in there as well, that's probably the biggest strength for Spirit in this matchup.
It is Tanir. He is next. Yanko, why?
He's been stepping up, right? On Dust 2, he had a few moments, but they were impactful. And then also you could see on Mirage, right? You could just see the confidence is oozing from Tanir at the moment. Like that first gun round on T side where he's going down ladder into the molly to clear Kixan, and then he just got to it. This is it. Like, look at this. This is the first gun round. See ya. One more kill through the smoke. Done and dusted.
See, one more MVP candidate right here. Oh, it's Donk. Shocking, right?
Yeah, but he's not going to win this one. You know, at least I don't hope so. So be smart out there in the chat with your points and your votes.
Obviously, manipulation, of course.
Yeah, no manipulation. But let's be honest. You know, today it wasn't about the Donk show. It wasn't about him necessarily. He had a fine game, did what he had to do. But that's the scary prospect for me. Again, a game where we didn't talk much about Donk. We don't have Shiro as an MVP candidate. That's a scary prospect for whoever faces Spirit in the final if they can continue down that trend.
It's an interesting conversation, you know. I'd like to ask for someone to ask Spirit tomorrow, how involved is Halley right now with the team, right? Like, is he sending stuff from there or not? Because they've definitely improved through this tournament. Like, they've simplified it a little bit. The players are, you know, more loose on the server. I think they might be benefiting, you know, to some extent from not having as much pressure, you know, not going into a ton of detail. I'm not saying they're just showing up to the game and running around, right? They still have, they still make game plans, they still prepare, try to find gaps in their opponent's game, but it does feel, you know, that they're just a bit more relaxed going into these games, and it's been going great so far in Rio.
Well, the fact that we keep Spirit, they do go on to the grand final. We get the Falcons tomorrow in a third, fourth place decider. Let's just humor the idea that Kerrigan's already on board, right? Are there any potential problems that could happen with that? Like, is there any way that we could outlook and say, like, hey, you know what? Maybe there's an issue here. Maybe there's some roles, some places.
I think the biggest problem is what Zonic said in between maps. Is like, we are not playing with enough confidence, like we're giving them too much respect. How are you giving them respect after the group stage, after all these games that you've been beating them outside of, obviously, I get it. Like, but it's fine to lose, but how do you not have confidence going into the map? How are you giving them too much space? And who is doing that? Because those people are the problem. Like, that's the problem on the team. If that's your mindset going into, especially against Spirit, with where they are at the moment, you know, as a team, like, I don't know if Kerrigan coming in just magically fixes that.
No, that's a good question, and there's many different layers to that conversation. Is he a great fit stylistically speaking? Is he going to be great in the beginning, or does he need a bit of time to install whatever philosophy he wants in there? But staying on the confidence subject, it's not like Kerrigan is coming in with a lot of confidence in his own abilities, neither as an in-game leader or as a player. I made the point a couple of times. I think he's absolutely great at calling, but individually speaking, he's never been worse than he is right now in terms of the results with FaZe as well. You're not going to tell me Kerrigan is going to walk into that Falcons team and be like, yeah, I'm confident in this project. I've been able to do good stuff the past 6 months, 12 months with FaZe. So if confidence is the biggest issue within Falcons, you're not directly installing a lot of confidence by bringing Kerrigan, then it would have to be the different factors, you know, in terms of his in-game leading philosophy, etc., that has to overcome that.
Honestly, it's not even so much that he needs to lay out this. If he can get more out of Kyosuke, like, he needs to find a way to make him more comfortable, right? And make him play maybe less. I don't even know what it is exactly that's holding him back, but if he can help him sort of reach his potential, at least somewhat. He doesn't have to play his best. Like, with the way Monesi has been playing, if Nico can continue, you know, in this fashion, be a bit more consistent, like, that's all you need.
Allow me to open this conversation then, because it's been puzzling me why it hasn't been spoken about. I'm not saying it's either one direction or another, but we know Nico has given up a lot of space to Kyosuke. We know that they wanted to make him feel comfortable. At what point do they start to wonder if that's the right thing to do? At what point do you bring Nico back into some of the roles that he's performing, you know, better in, and give him a bit more responsibilities? We even saw when Nucleons walked into the team and they played with him that he was performing much, much better. If I'm Kerrigan, that's a conversation at least I want to have with Sonic. Maybe it's better now. I'm not saying for the future. Kyosuke is the future of Counter-Strike and Falcons, but right here, right now, if they want to win IM Cologne, maybe it's about time that you give Nico a bit more responsibility within the team.
Well, I mean, we can only speculate as to what happens when the change happens, right? But obviously, you're probably going to want to go through a lot of how things are at the base level for the side of Falcons. What do you restart? You know, where do you reinvigorate this project? Where do you do that if you're Kerrigan?
Time is of the essence, right? If you want to be ready for IM Cologne. And that's why, again, I want this to be public. I want to hear the statements. I want to hear whether or not this is, you know, we're doing a Hail Mary for the major, and then we'll see if we're going to play with Kerrigan afterwards, or if this is being communicated as we're signing Kerrigan. He's man for the future. He's the guy we believe in, you know, for the next 2 years or whatever that is. So a lot comes down to the communication and what project this is going to look like. And I just want it out there to be public now so we can stop speculating and start talking.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it was just a sort of end of the season deal. I think at the very least he would get until the end of the year, right? And we know who Falcons are. They're a team that wants to be on top and wants to lift trophies, and changes are going to keep happening until they get to that level. And people were complaining they make changes too fast. Listen, Kixan got a vote of confidence this offseason, right? And things took a turn for the worse. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Bring back Boros, obviously.
We saw what happens when you don't make changes, right? With someone like Maus, and eventually how things take a turn for the worse. So it's important that you're proactive in that, and just you need to find that the right mix of players to be able to compete at the highest level.
Which is another interesting point, because I'll be completely honest, you know, now that I know we're seeing them tomorrow play in a third place decider, but essentially it doesn't really mean anything for Falcons knowing that changes are going to come. Third place decider in itself is a bit of a rough task sometimes, but I'm not even sure that's going to be the only roster change down the line. I'm still looking, to be completely honest, at Tessus. I think in the role that he's being deployed within Falcons, they haven't made it easy for him. It's not an easy role to occupy, but that's not the player he is either. I feel like he's currently not getting the most out of himself, and Falcons are not getting the most out of him. And if you compare Tessus' role and how he's performing within Falcons to the likes of Robs or Messi or whatever you want to do bit in Na'Vi, that's also a clear weak point within this lineup. That's not Tessus' fault, but that's sort of like how it all turned out when they're playing the musical chairs.
Yeah, I like Tessus, you know, and he's had a good tournament, right? Unfortunately today he's had a bad game, even on T side of Mirage. You know, he's getting pushed, he's getting punished, he's getting caught out, some mistakes on Dust 2 as well, right? I don't think he's gonna get replaced now, obviously, but you're hoping to see with the addition of Carrigan, you know, what can it mean mostly for him and Kiyosuke, right? Like, how can he make those guys do a little bit better? Same way that we're talking about Tanir, and can he be put in better positions to have some rounds tailored to him, or just get more output out of him in that way? I think that would be enough for Falcons, right? Like, Monacy is Monacy, and Nico at this point can do pretty much whatever you need him to. So how to get more from Kiyosuke and Tessus?
Now, you've said it right there. Nico doing pretty much whatever he needs to. Perhaps he can give us some insights and answers here on the exit.
Nico, thank you so much for taking the time. I know it's never easy in these moments. Just looking back at Dust 2, when I was speaking to Sonic before the game, he said you were more prepared for them to be picking this one. What did Spirit do that was unexpected, in your opinion?
What did Spirit do? I mean, they were a completely different team to the first time when we played them in group stage. So props to them for changing the way they play and improving throughout the event. It was really a night and day, because when we played them first time, they were way more aggressive, way more unpredictable. It was at times hard to read them. They were taking more initiative. So yeah, it's impressive to see the improvement that they have done. I guess props to Softic. I think it was. I think he's doing something good for them right now. So yeah, they just outclassed us today.
I just want to give you a moment, because I know the team has a few more events before we get to the major. So can you say anything about the future of Falcons moving forward towards Cologne?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a struggle this season, especially in these playoffs games. We haven't won a single playoff game besides the last bounty. So it's something that's obviously we have already looked at, but it's something that we have to keep looking at and trying to find a solution and to understand what's causing us to not play to our level. Obviously, we are getting to face better opponents in the playoffs, so it's also that is also the huge reason. But definitely something is not clicking for us when it comes to these games, and it's just annoying that now it's just going to be getting harder and harder to kind of get over it. It's even though I didn't want to believe that we struggled in these games, I think it's clear to say that we are struggling, and we have to really take a look at the mirror and ask ourselves what we are doing different in these games. And yeah, I mean, obviously as people kind of know already, and as the reports, the future is a bit, I don't want to say uncertain, but it's going to look different. It's going to look different, and we will see how it goes.
Thank you so much for your honesty, as always, Nico. Really appreciate it.
Well, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, and in this instance, it was the Falcons that didn't even get the almost in this series. The words from Nico right there kind of putting a quell to what we're talking about, the speculation that is.
Yeah, don't they say that the first step of getting better and realizing is accepting that you have an issue? And
hear that, Trace?
Yeah, finally, it seems like they understand it. I understand why they don't want to admit it. I understand why you don't want to believe it as a player. You have to believe that it's not an issue. But at this point, as he said himself, and as we've been pointing out for quite some time, it's quite evident that Falcons in a group stage is just not the Falcons we see in the playoffs.
Well, they have the full information, right? So for them, it's like, oh, this guy just forgot to throw this grenade. This guy misheard the communication. Oh, I whiffed on a player. That's why I lost the duel. That's why we lost the round, things along those lines. But it's more about zooming out of that and saying, why does that happen in this game and not in groups? Like, why do you forget the strat always in the playoffs? Why does this guy miss his nades only in the play, and so on and so forth, right? So yeah, it's tough when it's a recurring thing, because you are constantly working or you're constantly trying to get better. And we could at least say for Falcons last season, they got better with each tournament. The problems that they had, they were fixing them. Maybe some new would pop up, but it was progressing. You didn't see that this season.
No, you can't fault them for not trying though. Whether that is changing roster now, bringing in Kerrigan and changing a big piece within the team. One thing is changing a normal player quote, but an in-game lead has a big role obviously within a Counter-Strike team. Have Kerrigan work together with Sonic, that's going to be interesting. And the face it ban as well. You can't really fault Falcons for not trying. It's just whether or not any of the things they're kind of trying to cook right now will prove to be fruitful.
Yeah, it's about finding that rhythm to their rhyme, right? The things that are going to keep them in front of that trophy or keep them in pursuit of it, not just crashing out, falling out at some point in the playoff bracket. Gentlemen, I think we put a pretty good bow and ribbon on this one. If you guys are feeling pretty good about that, I think we can head right into a break. So let's do just that. We have another semifinal in front of us. It's going to be coming up sooner rather than later. It is Furia versus Vitality. That's right, Furia in Rio. Oh, baby, it's going to be loud. So we go to that break, we come back, and we'll be right there with the Counter-Strike. You're watching the Intel Extreme Masters, Rio 2026.
Placement matches set your starting point. Face It rating measures your impact as you climb. The soft ELO reset narrows the gap between the highest ELO players and the rest of level 10. Your starting point will be based on your recent ELO in activity. We're introducing Face It rating, so you can see exactly how much you stack up against others at your level. Face It rating measures how much your actions have increased your team's chances of winning the match, taking into account the full situation. Season 8 launches April 22nd. Good luck and have fun.
Hi, I'm Henry G. Greer, new General Manager for Team Falcons. And today, I'm going to give you a peek behind the curtain as I build a colossus on Kolex's new fantasy mode. We're going to kick things off with a triple pickup. Kisuke, Monesi, Nico, my boys. Welcome to the team. And I'm biased. Sue me. So, Daniel is a personal friend of mine. Lovely lad. Seems the site has a technical error.
Cut! Right. You've gone over budget.
What do you mean, gone over budget?
It's fantasy, right? The idea is you build a team within your means.
Well, that's not very realistic, is it?
Look, it's classic fantasy. You can pick any player within reason. And you can build your roster. The best part, with Kolex, you can win actual prizes.
Yeah. That's all great, but one question. This budget thing. If I'm maxed out, how am I going to afford S-Tag? What? Can't build a Colossus without S-Tag.
Big time!
T.
You must have confidence in the shuffle.
Who ordered all of this? Now hold on a second. You have one probation. One job. That's all you have to do is approve your internship. What are you trying to say?
And if things get tough, we shuffle again.
What on earth is going on here?
Bye-bye, Alex.
Merci beaucoup.
Zontex is here with me. Pretty convincing semi-final from your side. Do you agree that this was the best Spirit we've seen this whole event?
Yes, 100%.
100%? Very comfortable in the arena?
Yes.
Okay. Zonik told me after that first map that actually Falcons guys are super unconfident. They're kind of like scared to play against you. Did you feel this as well, that it was kind of too easy to play?
Yeah, I feel like when we played against them a lot of matches before, they played more aggressive. There was a lot of default breaking things they're doing on city side, for example, and it's just hard for you to play your default and end rounds being 5v5, you know? You're always dying somewhere. And this time it didn't happen, and when they tried to do something, they just died.
It makes sense. What Holly thought probably from home. Do you think he's proud of you guys, what you're showing here?
Yeah, I think so.
Last thing is, any preference for the final? Obviously, you can play the best team in the world or the local favorites. So anything you want to touch onto that?
I would like to play against Furia just because of it would be something I never experienced before. It's because of the arena. They will cheer for Furia and it will be loud. So it never happened to my team and to me before. So I'm just curious how it will feel. But playing against Vitality as a best team is interesting as well. So it kind of doesn't matter, but I think I will have more of something unique if we would play against Furia.
Whatever happens, it will be a great final and you are in it. So congratulations one more time and good luck tomorrow.
All right, I'm here with Shiro. We're going to do an SSD setup right now. We're going to check out all your settings. The people at home, they've been asking for this one. They want to know, how does Shiro set up? Are you ready to take the world through your Counter-Strike setups?
Я не понимаю по-английски.
Я не понимаю по-английски. Вообще не понимаю.
That's incredible.
Going to mousepad for like this, like Nico, you know?
Yeah.
If you remember when video. But it's not like Nico, but it's comfortable when you new setup for these settings. Home I'm playing like this, I think. But LAN I can try to this because not have more space. You can help me?
Yeah, I'll plug it in.
Nice.
This is a service ESO should provide, I think.
I need you when I...
It's me every time.
I have Razer keyboard. I'm change a lot of time to my keyboard, mouse, because I need to comfortable. If I'm not feeling good, I just change.
Okay.
When I start playing CS, I'm not change. I'm just play for one keyboard, one mousepad. But now I'm a lot of time to change because I need to feeling good, you know.
Okay.
It's just mental, I think.
Okay.
But mouse Zuvi, I'm playing half year. For Zuvi, it's okay for...
Which one is this one?
Mouse model U3DV. It's unreleased now.
Unreleased?
Yeah, unreleased now, but I hope 2 months and it's with...
Gonna be public?
Yeah, mouse pads, it's same Zuvi.
Yeah.
But it's same unreleased. It's like Zuvi JSR first. Now it's impossible to buy Zuvi JSR first, and it's new mousepad, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, and I play same for half years, I think.
Okay.
For this mousepad.
So let me ask some questions. So with the keyboard, is that Huntsman V3?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm changed for Krakow, Huntsman V3. Yeah.
Yes. So do you change the actuation point?
Yes, I have activation point, but I'm not playing in rapid trigger. It's so shit for op, you know?
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Too sensitive?
Yeah, I remember one tournament, Blastoise Major, when I play for rapid trigger. For op, it's so hard. I don't know how to play to Vitality in Zyvo playing for op with rapid trigger, but me it's so not good, you know? When I play for guns, not op, it's okay. It's okay, really. It's good mechanical keyboard, but for op, it's need to more practice, you know? And I play not stretched, I play black bars. It's really hard for play for me.
Okay.
I playing free mouse for my career. It's first it's X35 M4, super light, and last it's Zui. You know, I changed a lot of mouse. I play Pulsar X2 V2 Mini, Pulsar X2 V2 Medium, but now I'm just playing for this because it's good ergonomic for my hand.
Okay, nice. So what DPI do you use?
800.
800, okay.
Yeah,
What about the hertz?
Hertz, it's 100.
Okay. So in terms of how do you set up your table? What table height do you use?
I like ESL tournament because we have table for I can change for my high level, and I can bring 6, 7, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. It's really. And after I'm going to close my monitor, like close for my mousepad.
Okay.
It's just comfortable. I can change if I'm not comfortable when I play. And I not play for glass. It's just it's
That's
so
just for the look. Huh?
Yeah, it's for hard for play for computer. I don't know why.
Okay. You know, but you're sitting normally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just maybe I can bring
the backrest.
And I just need to practice aimbots and I just change.
Adjusting.
Yeah.
Okay.
NVIDIA settings, I'm just going to NVIDIA and I put performance. Not going to 3D. 600 Hz. I can try to, now I'm playing use NVIDIA color settings for this.
Okay.
Aspect ratio GPU because it's black bars.
Yes.
I can put here for NVIDIA settings. I'm done. Yeah, I change mouse settings, but where? Additional mount, pointer. Yeah, I just, if we have this, I just going to down, but now it's good. And going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6, and apply.
That's the old school way of doing it, man.
Yeah.
Back before raw input was the thing, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
After I'm going to advanced display and change Hertz here.
Yes.
I don't know what is dynamic refresh rate, but in home I'm going to on, and when VS SSD stop it's on same. After I'm going to game mode settings and graphics, and I change, it's on, and I change here off. I put on, you know.
Okay.
It's just comfortable same because I'm a lot of time to change settings and for CS2 because it's new game and I don't know if I feeling good when I play. I just put on and but when I play CS:GO, I just put performance mode in NVIDIA and I just
that's it.
Yeah, it's just it. After I'm going to control panel. Oh fuck! It's not this. Control panel. Power options. If I have problem for tournaments when I play like micro lagging, I just put for balance.
Oh, and that fixes it?
Yeah, I think it's fixed. In home, I fix it, because when I play high performance, it's so bad for me, but maybe it's not problem, really.
Okay.
I just put FPS 1, black equalizers I change, but 10 is good. Color vibrance I put 20.
Nice.
But when I play Mirage, I change for 15 because it's so high.
Too orange.
Yeah. Low blue light 0. Gamma, this monitor I put gamma 2. Yeah, but home I play gamma 3. It's another
slightly different.
Yeah. Color, temperature, play user define and put default, you know.
Everything 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
Picture mode, it's DIAC premium, same brightness. Don't remember. I think this. Yeah, like. Contrast not change. Sharpness 9 on 10. I put high. Premium, so not good for me. I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah, we're done.
Okay, that's it for the Zowie.
Going to video settings after.
Okay.
And CS2, I'm a lot of time to change. Now I'm playing in black bars.
Yes.
It's half years, same. After I go to advanced video, I'm a lot of time to change, but now I'm playing in all low and put for 8x MSA and global shadow quality high. It's all low. Model texture detail I can try to medium if I don't have C model when I pick, you know, with open. I try to change because it's not high resolution, and I can try to
you
change.
can push it more.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in home I play low. I like full HD.
Yeah.
If I have position like Crops, I just go play full HD, you know. But I can't play full HD because it's so shit for op, you know.
Okay, fair enough.
But my recommend for watching video, you need to put stretched. It's really better.
Yeah?
Yeah. No need play black bars. It's stretched. It's so good.
But Shiro plays black bars, but recommends people play the donk resolution.
Yeah, it's
8 times, global shadow high, low, bilinear low, disable. Okay, nice.
Yeah, and maybe you can try to dynamic shadows sun only, but it's not good if you play ancient, you know.
Yeah,
NVIDIA Reflex, I put enabled. I try to disable it, enable it, but if you have Intel processor, it's another for AMD, you know. If you play enabled, but I not recommend enabled boost. I think for CS2 it's so not good, you know.
Okay.
It's just my practice when I play. I put the press post 2 because same I have nades for models.
To line up.
Yeah, line up. Telemetry, it's predict kill reduce. No.
Okay, you have all that off.
Yeah. Crosshair, I just put here and follow recoil. No. And I put KL crosshair style 4, drought line. I put 0, and I put crosshair 1. Yeah, like this. And I can try to thickness 0 and 1.
Okay, so you have a thin crosshair.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It's my crosshair.
Nice. And you just go with green?
Yeah.
Okay.
Green I can change. Blue I can change when I just play for official, you know, if it's
It doesn't
not good.
matter to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
One more what I change, avatars, but I don't remember. Animated avatars I put 0.
Yeah, because of FPS, right?
Yeah.
It's distracting, sitting at the top of the screen.
Yes.
So you have the avatars on, but not the numbers. You know, like, okay. So you like the avatars at the top.
1.04.
Okay, and you're using 800 DPI, you said.
Yes.
So that's pretty normal.
Yes.
Right. That's on 400. That's around 2.
Yes.
So yeah. Okay.
After I going to aimbot.
So what did you say you used to bind zoom in? You said Z.
Yeah.
Okay, to go in and out on the radar.
Yes.
Okay, what do you use to jump?
Only keyboard.
Yes.
But it's not good for me now, and I put for scroll same.
Scroll down.
Yeah.
And spacebar. Your grenade binds. Do you have?
Yeah, I have bind X. I bind Molly. C. I have smoke.
Okay. And then 4 is to go through HE and flash.
Yeah.
Okay, so just 4.
Flash I can try to bind for T, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm not using, and I'm going to graffiti.
Oh, okay. So what do you have a bind for changing between left and right hand?
No.
So you just stay right hand?
No. Yeah, only right, because left is so shit for me.
What about this one? Because they changed the AWP scope. Do you use the new AWP scope or the old?
No,
old one.
Yeah, because it's new. It's not for me.
So you don't like this one?
No.
When you started playing with Zontix and Donk, and they hadn't played a lot of LAN events, you know, where you're like, oh, you guys should do this, or you know, there's this thing you could, something that would help them.
No, Donk going to SSD setup, just put default.
Just play.
Yeah, he's playing Shanghai Major video, advanced video. He's playing NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency enabled, but Katowice he's playing disabled. You know?
So it doesn't matter for him.
It doesn't matter. He's just playing.
Okay.
He's going to stretch it and going to put play. He's not have a lot of people who watching for Donk.
Yeah.
He's have only default settings. He's not secret.
No
settings.
secrets with
yeah,
Donk.
it's like Zewu, you know. I hope my English.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I HE and go through this one, guys. If you want to go, let us see.
Flashing.
No nades long, no nades. I am here, I flash B.
I'm leaving you guys
Wait.
and stuff. I'm leaving you guys and stuff.
No need to smoke.
Yeah, sure. Lower to res. They molly lower. They're doing German.
Anything long. I don't sit on them. Matty, hold. I will push you, okay? I can push B on this one. We don't do Apex? What? Okay. No,
Not there.
I'm willing.
Yeah.
Careful.
Careful before. Careful actually before.
Yeah,
Don't hear anything. Don't hear anything yet.
One close mid. He's walking out. He doesn't know I'm mullet. You can help him, Mate.
Down. Could be out mid, okay?
2v. Nice.
Just above you guys.
No one mid. Up close. They're pushing.
Yeah, let's see.
I can't help you around now.
In the smoke.
Two mid, one more mid. Two mid.
Let's be tunnel. Nice! Yes. Yeah. Hey, cheap ass mid. Careful, carrying fast.
I'm blind. Stay.
Yes, stay.
I'll see.
Yeah. Too long.
Give me short already.
I'm pushing mid. I'm pushing mid.
They haven't done long yet. Yeah, it's a general one.
Right. Close mid. You went lower.
Yeah.
They have long as
IGL. Come, if you can, come.
No, I can't.
Relax, one.
Go. Could be in the car. Could be in the smoke. Could be in car. Careful, Robin.
Yeah,
when you pick.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, Matthew is still alone. Fuck it. Flash long?
Yeah, but smoke.
No, nothing.
Careful mid, Robin.
Ramp. One ramp. Robin, if you guys can be lower. Robin, just go to this and hold lower. I will there. Yeah. I've got mid push.
They doubled Molly long.
No one mid.
That took long. 5 is low.
They're 5 long.
One is stop shot.
I'm coming with you, Laura. That's right.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Dan.
Yeah. Holding up, right?
Pick with me, Matu.
Coming, wait.
They're not smoking long or anything.
I'm waiting mid if you break.
Come in lower now.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you. I don't see mid.
They're not smoking long, boys. Care short.
Yeah, careful shots.
Second
smoke B. They full block B.
I don't see anyone.
I think we can end B. They flash close long.
They shouldn't have smokes on B.
Come, and let's take shot.
Yeah.
Guys, we're gonna finish VP. Okay. One close city. Careful right side, Matu.
One maybe now. I
Jump up.
I'm getting the bomb.
Molly.
Yes, I give you my molly and I do flash. Do molly and flash at the same time.
Molly.
Long.
I flash.
Nice, okay, VP.
Over that, nice.
Okay.
Go back to VP.
Yeah, let's go VP. Let's go VP.
VP.
I give you my
Give me your
smoke.
smoke,
Yeah.
Matthew, you'll have to give me your smoke, okay? I'll go back to T-spawn. Care long push now. I leave.
Yes.
Be close.
Guys, for this second we need to go fast.
Yes.
Yeah, shot.
Guys,
check everything B.
Give me smoke.
I'm gonna pick B now. Yes, I will check on the left. Robin, I'll check on the left and then I will clear.
One more B. Frozen.
Let's go. Let's shoot. Don't see C1.
Don't see car.
Take car.
Don't see car.
Don't see anyone.
Yeah, B.
Care fast on the line.
Yeah. I'm on the window anti-flash. Careful window. One cross B. Careful low. Cross mid. Pushing mid. Go. I flash mid.
Top mid.
They want it lower.
Close to me.
I'm flashing B.
He's dunk,
Yeah.
one.
I pick with you.
Flash.
They flash peek. Still, he's going back.
Yeah.
They smoke suicide.
He could be lower.
I'm peeking. Clear suicide to me.
Chill, guys, just chill.
Yeah, no, we're chilling here.
Could be kiss.
Okay, I'm picking kiss. Lower.
Coming. Peeking. He went back. He's still dunk. Still flash hard.
And one was lower mid.
Can flash down if you want to.
We need to clear out.
I will flash shot. Flash dunk and I flash shot for Sheriff.
Careful kiss. Careful suicide.
There's a kiss. Could be suicide.
I smoke mid doors.
Robin, flash now, Robin.
Yeah, flashing now.
I flash shot.
Flash mid doors. Careful shot.
I flash shot for lower.
Careful long now. Careful long.
Grenade.
One mid. Careful long.
Yes.
We'll do B split inside. Get the bomb up.
You
We will smoke B split and we do it.
Yeah. Me to B.
I flash B.
Yeah. Then we flash shot. Good shot.
Nice.
One more me to B.
Wait,
I'm really shot. Wait, fuck it.
Okay, push mid. I'm waiting to smoke me to be. You ready, boys?
Yeah. You flash it down.
Ready? Smoke. Flashing.
Second.
Nice. One more B.
Car maybe, or C1.
Go close left. I go down.
Okay, push it down. Yes, low, he's low.
I smoke down.
He's really low.
Last day.
One is B.
Nice. Oh, they were on.
One is car.
Care long.
What did you say, Robin?
Shaw, you give me your smoke.
Yes. All good. And we'll just run here, Robin.
Let's do it insta, guys. We need to do it fast.
There is smoke tunnel. That's blocked again. That's smoke on tunnel. They don't have any more, so. Maybe one more.
Care long push again.
I'll molly C2 when you go.
Yeah.
You need to do pressure somewhere.
I'm ready to smoke.
Yeah, I will after. I'm waiting. But I will go on the left, Hassel.
Yeah.
Okay, I will clear left side. Yeah, you can smoke now.
Wait, don't pick.
Right.
Smoke.
Back in. One each other.
After two.
I'm pushing.
Side, and I see one side. Side, holding you.
Side, this side. He's on you.
Side! And CT probably.
Molly window.
Good. For the red
Main
extra.
front.
And one more Molly metal.
Window close.
Nice, last flash on me.
I have 4 bullets.
Yeah, full.
K car.
Nobody's holding window.
Let's go.
AFK. I'm window. I'm hiding. Tout a une mollo après. Y'a pas de kit. Peut-être en fait.
Sick, Matthew.
Take round.
Go, boys.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, tell us if we can be lower.
No lower, no one.
Okay.
Doing nothing long as well. Casual, really
Can you
casual.
flash for short?
Yeah, I will.
Go for it when you can.
I'm flashing long, delayed.
Low mid.
They're sitting
Low
flash.
Low mid. Low mid smoke. I'm only close short.
I'm coming to you.
Only one Molly.
31. Molly the Xbox.
Molly as well. Can you Molly short again, Robin?
Yeah.
I smoke middle.
Close long.
I smoke middle again. I have a flash.
Do we
I'm
flash
ready.
twice? No. Actually,
I'm anti-flash long.
We're gonna go back long now.
I'm flaming. PM. They might be fighting from it.
Yes,
I'm gonna molly left side doors.
Okay, can do it.
I'm gonna molly now.
But do you want flash
But
first and I go
we
with
can
William?
sneak before in the middle.
Yeah, okay, push. Get the bomb.
There is smoke mid.
Can we smoke what?
Careful short. There is smoke mid.
Okay, let's wait a bit. We can flash. No, wait. Let's wait a bit.
Careful short there.
Holding long.
31.
I'll give you my smoke
City
then.
and low middle left side. Bobby smoke mid faded. If you want, you can go.
I'm with you.
Okay. Flash Batu.
Let's pick. I pick middle.
Off corner. Okay, close.
I think he's alone.
I pick City.
Yeah.
I pick A. Don't see City. Don't see car.
Voiture, Matu. Je saute.
I think we pick mid to B. Robin.
Ouais, Molly.
Go short, boys. Get close to you guys. Two shot.
Above.
Nice. I didn't see City. I will block shot after. You can stay behind. Mid. Open up the smoke.
Get close to you.
He's City. I think close that.
I don't see City.
City close that.
I'm gonna wait, Matthew.
Yeah.
Tell me when you pick together. You're ready to pick together. Robin. Tell me.
3, 2, 1, searching.
Nice!
Nice,
Let's go!
It was sick. Come on, bro. Thank you.
The first round, I don't hear anything more.
I'm holding if they try sneak it. They smoke mid now.
Yeah, they're only short.
Wait a bit.
Yeah, I will need lower soon. Lower close. I need lower. Yeah, I'm only close lower as well.
He's close.
Hey, did me short.
He's ready.
Could be long.
I'm staying
Okay,
close
you
down
can come short then, Matthew.
Spam.
I'm ready to flash.
Yes. Wait. After smoke, you flash.
Guys, I don't have long.
Yeah, if they do molly, I
Flash
think
now.
Matthew.
Flashing well.
Don't see. Close.
Short.
Gonna kill me. I come back.
Okay, speak short if you want.
They know we're two left side.
Let's go short. I'm anti-flash Matthew.
I flash mid.
William, can you flash deep short down?
Flash short. Yes, I will.
That too.
Nice. One more up. Push mid.
Bum. I can flash long. Flashing.
Upper catwalk.
Came mid to be. Take the bomb.
No.
Okay. I'm on it.
Yeah, I'm fucking stuck.
Guys, I'm leaving. No, I'm losing.
I have your beat.
Probably dead. Shot.
Just stay on the way.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm leaving. Let's play safe.
Over one.
Lock the one. Pushing through. Don't pick on me. I'm not pushing through yet.
I'm holding P-Row, Robin. He has to go short. It's coming mid.
Nice, boys!
I know them. They did not prep this map that well. They don't prep 5 maps.
They're gonna lose to themselves.
As they will have the pressure to finish. We just need to be calm. Just need to play well game.
Ross's attention has been drawn elsewhere. Free frag, taps his head. Zywoo up against it. Can he come up clutch? Kingston's low as well. A clean click. Oh no, Zywoo's doing it. Matt just stabilizes. Oh, and Flames, the first one, not looking. Oh, Magis. Morrissey makes that short-lived. Good from Kingston. Oh, Menzie from Flames, it's all theirs. Another Falcons round. Never before has a team slain the Giant, taken the bonus, denied a Grand Slam.
Coming into Melbourne, it was an opportunity that we never thought the start of the season would be given to us. We come into a chance to be able to win the Grand Slam. I think when we won Cologne, it was like, okay, maybe we can win a couple of tournaments and get close to it, but you never think so far down the line, okay, now we bring in ROPS and now is our chance, now is our time to be able to get things rolling, and now we're here at Melbourne, given the opportunity to be able to win the gold bar and put ourselves in the history books.
Actually, we were not really focused about the win streak. For us, we take mostly as a bonus. For us, it was really important to bring good mood, to bring like good energy during this final.
I'm very excited to be playing with Nico again. I mean, I haven't played in a lot of teams in my career, and the only team I played it was in Navy Junior Academy and in G2. I mean, I didn't expect myself to leave G2. Just some weird feeling came with some day, and I felt like I need some change. I feel like when you have this feeling, you just need to do something with that.
The other guys on the team had a bit of concerns how long it's going to take for Ilya to fit into the system, but I told them I think it's just going to be very natural for us to just get him on the team and implement him with everything that we have. First event, we had literally no practice at all, and it's amazing to have him by my side.
Very happy to see him on the left side of me. We could be losing 10-2 or 11-5, doesn't matter. And I felt like we can always come back, and that feeling was very, very nice.
Father, I have a problem. An addiction. I can't stop myself. The cathedral of Counter-Strike, and it's full of sinners. But speak openly.
Then I shall. I know nothing about Counter-Strike.
Fear not. Your colleagues doesn't know much either.
But what if I call an ace a pentakill? Or even worse, a deagle a sheriff?
All will be forgotten. But just remember, that mic is always on.
That one time, Father.
Wild players.
I never thought they'd do me like that.
Tread carefully, James. If that happened to you at Blast, only God knows what can happen to you here. Believe me.
Believe me? Addiction is not easy to overcome. I've been trying not to tweet about my weight loss journey for quite some time. But isn't 3 hours too long?
The devil's pool is strong.
Yes, Father. He sits heavily on my shoulder, whispering in my ear. Give them what they want. Give them another hot take.
Gluttony. The worst of all my sins. I've taken the ESL bag. I've taken the HLTV org bag. The Valve bag. I've even taken the Blast bag. Am I a sellout, Father? Should I give up the bag?
Fool. always reach out to me at sponsorships@fallinggear.com.
It's momentarily gotten a little more quiet, Hugo, so we can hear ourselves think. We're here on the ground in the Famassi Arena. It's ahead of that big Furia Vitality semi-final. It's starting to pick up a little bit, as you guys can hear. But Hugo, we'll talk briefly about Fantasy because we've been waiting for our guys to play.
Yeah, you better keep it brief. We don't have a lot of time before we wait to see Furia take on to this very stage. And we both banked on Furia here, Harry. We've both got a lot of Furia players in our roster. Can you blame us? Guaranteed 2 more arena games, one way or another. They'll be here tomorrow, so will everyone else. I'm currently winning in Fantasy after that first round, but I think today we're both winning, Harry.
We are both winning. It's hard to not feel like you're winning. Listen to this, man. Listen to what's going on. This is like an hour before the game. It's this crazy in here. So, look, man, it's going to be Vitality, but they're up against thousands of Brazilians. That's what they've got to contend with. We're winning no matter what, really.
Yeah. Best of luck to Vitality, best of luck to us, and best of luck to your eardrums. Go play Fantasy on Collectshot.gg.
Sid,
Oh, my friend, how's it going?
doing good. In group stage, I asked you if Furia has something prepared for the arena. I did not expect this. No one expected this. What's up with that?
I mean, I couldn't spoil it, but it was hard for me to give any hint on it. But yeah, we had it planned, and very emotional day for all of us. Very emotional day for all of Counter-Strike world, and yeah.
How much have you known for? How long?
2 weeks, I think. But the announcement I heard only this week.
What does this emotion do to you guys? Because obviously this was very emotional moment on the stage. Everyone was crying. It was strong. Right now you have to play the best team in the world. Like, obviously everyone was sad, but right now, how do you channel that into something special?
I mean, it adds an extra factor, not really an extra pressure, but an extra factor in terms of, I mean, we already have the home crowd here. We already have these crazy loud fans cheering for us, and knowing that this year will be the last opportunity for Fallen to win a tournament in Brazil, I mean, it adds us this extra factor that we need to do it for him, yeah.
All right, let's make the first step. Semifinals on the way. Good luck and see you on the stage.
Hopefully, hope.
Vitality are indeed back in the building. I'm going to grab Rops for a few words. Yesterday, Rops, I'm not sure whether you're aware, but you set another streak, right, in terms of those consecutive top 4 appearances. Did you know that? And does it even matter to you at this point?
Oh, we all knew that, yeah, of course. It was a bit disappointing to not do it already in the groups against Falcons. So, yeah, we really wanted it. We wanted to, you know, make sure we have that set in stone and have us as #1. But, yeah, it's cool. It's a cool streak.
Did you watch the other semi-final that was just going down right now between Falcons and Spirit?
I caught some glimpses of it. Obviously, we were doing some preparation, but yeah, very, very interesting match. Obviously, Spirit showed up. Not much else to say, I think. Yeah.
And a final question. Obviously, we all saw what was happening with Fallen on stage yesterday, announcing his retirement at the end of the year. I was just curious as to your emotions with that, because he's been a player that's been around for so long in Counter-Strike.
Hey, it's always interesting. It's like a, you know, end of an era in a way. That's you have so much respect for these kinds of players, and now is the time many of them are stepping down or will be stepping down, and you know he's one of the greats. So it's a sad thing, but you know it's a respectful thing to also have a career like that, and you know all your peers have that kind of respect.
Either way, very excited for you to go head-to-head with him today. Thank you so much, Rops. Good luck.
Intel Extreme Masters Rio 2026 is brought to you by ESL in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, Chex, and DHL.
I'm standing here with Fallen. Yesterday, this stage was filled with one of the strongest emotions in your career. Right now, you have to play the best team in the world. What is going on in your head? You have to describe it somehow.
Hello, everyone. Yesterday was an amazing day. I'm glad that I did it yesterday, because if I was going to play on the same day, it would be very tough. Very emotional, of course. Very glad to see everyone else's reaction, all the comments. A lot of people that were part of my life sent me messages, and I'm going to get back to you guys very fast, but I have a match to play first, and it's going to be amazing to play Vitality. As I said, day 246, and I have a game against the best team ever in my home country. It's a great life to live.
When you saw what Vitality did to Navi yesterday in the quarterfinal, does that change maybe a little bit of your approach? How do you even match that individually? Because what they did was extraordinary.
Yeah, I mean, when we have Zayu playing all cylinders, it's always going to be super difficult to whoever is playing then against, and he's often there, but sometimes he's way beyond, right? I think yesterday was one of those days where when he's playing like that, it's very difficult, but I have hopes that Molodai can counter him. Last part of the last year, we were able to win a bit then sometimes, win 4 tournaments, and part of that is because Molodai was able to match Zayu input in the game. So it is a crucial part, but in the end, it's going to be a team game. There's many things that can happen in a Counter-Strike match. I think we need to take risks, we need to play well together, coordinate stuff, and hope for the best.
Ready to repeat that Chengdu performance against them?
Hopefully, that would be a dream scenario. Everything will happen. Have everyone here cheering for us. Amazing arena, amazing atmosphere. All we can do is sit there, try to not beat you pressure, even though it's impossible to not feel a little bit, and make sure we're listening to each other and try to complement each other as much as we can. That's the secret to beat anyone.
It was really hard to do this interview with all the noise in the arena, but any fighting words towards Vitality that you want to just say?
Fighting words?
Fighting words.
Apex is our main villain, right? I love playing against Apex. I have so much respect for what they have been doing. When it comes to the games, we are enemies for 2 hours and a half, and then we get back to being colleagues and being great co-workers. You know, it's going to be a great game. I hope we're not going to give Apex to sign everyone here. That's my main goal here. We're going to make sure we take count of that.
Thank you so much for this, and good luck in this semifinal.
Well, this is the big one, and I do mean that arena filling right on up proper. A semifinal. It's got Furia and Vitality toe-to-toe. Man, it must be Christmas in April. Isn't that right, Jacob Vinicki?
It sure is right. You know, a big matchup, obviously on home turf for Fallen as well. One final chance to get something done in Rio at home turf. So, yeah, a lot of stake right here. Now, obviously for Vitality, there's still the $1 million on the line as well at the ESL Grand Slam. So, I think there's a lot of different storylines to attack heading into this game.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot on the line for both teams and the circumstances in which they're playing, right? Obviously for Vitality, chasing that Grand Slam and having to play against a Brazilian team in Brazil, right? But on the other side of things, for Furia, also having to do that, but now under the circumstance of Fallen announcing his retirement yesterday, right? And knowing that this is going to be the last time he gets to play in front of the home crowd, the last opportunity he will get to lift a trophy in Brazil, right? And I think we saw yesterday as well how much that meant, how much he means to just everyone out there, right? And how much he has done for Brazil.
I mean, he's single-handedly driven the South American Counter-Strike project in my mind. I remember when I was with Cloud9 and he had brought the Kaboom guys over and everybody was just playing. They wanted to play all day, all the time. And you try telling that to North American players who, you know, they have a hard time playing matches at 10 a.m. sometimes. So
yeah, you're right. You know, in terms of impact and cultural impact, which I guess is a buzzword as well. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that I know what it's like playing Counter-Strike in South America, what it's like growing up in Brazil and starting to play Counter-Strike, but he did come to Europe, and not only has he inspired the entirety of the European scene, but I can only imagine that is tenfold, you know, at home in terms of inspiring a new generation. I don't think I've ever heard a Brazilian player say anything bad about Fallen, saying that they wouldn't want to play with him, they wouldn't want to have the chance of getting to explore his mind and learn from him. So in that regard, if you want to use the buzzword, you know, cultural impact, I find it very hard to mention any player in the history of Counter-Strike who's done more for the game, not only regionally where he comes from, but even, you know, internationally coming into Europe.
Let's talk about some of those numbers. I mean, we're talking about an impressive pedigree here. A 2-time major champion, way back when.
Yeah, it's a long time ago, you know.
Okay, I thought you were going to list.
I was going to go down the list, but it's so long, I can't possibly do it all by myself.
There's a lot, I mean, that goes on there. He is the highest rated player that was an IGL, right, ranked second in 2017. In 2016, I think also the major trophies, obviously building a Brazilian team, you know, to being the best team in the world. No IGL has won more MVP trophies at S-tier tournaments as well. You know, that 2016-2017 SK/LG team was one of the best that we've had. They brought a unique style with the slow pace, default, being patient, especially in clutches, you know, revolutionize how those sorts of rounds are being played. But even outside of that, if you zoom out just in terms of Brazil, you know, from holding lessons to people, building a matchmaking platform, right? Like being an inspiration to so many. And people remember the LG SK days. I mean, early on, they were all living in Ricardo's house, 3 guys sleeping on 1 mattress, right? Flasha and the community is helping them out so they can go to Europe and actually attend the tournament and play, right? And they didn't take anything for granted. They show what it means to fight and to earn it for yourself. And from those humble beginnings, you know, they became some of the biggest names we've had in our game. And while others have faded and, you know, fallen off in a way, he just persisted. And even though there were a couple of last dances by now, I think we're all happy that he's getting, you know, one last ride with a roster that's competitive and that he can actually win with and has an opportunity to end his career on a high.
To me, that's the most impressive thing about all the impressive stuff about Fallen, the adversity as well, because you're right in saying that it wasn't always great. You know, him joining Team Liquid didn't really turn out the way everyone would have liked it to. The Last Stand projects as well weren't necessarily any impressive. His time in Imperial, what did he go 4 years without winning a trophy as well? And he still kept fighting, still kept believing. And as you said, now, all of a sudden, he finds himself in Furia. They bring in Molodoi, they bring in Yakinda. People from the outside laugh at it, you know, say, yeah, that's not going to bring you back to relevance. And all of a sudden, as you said, he finds himself in a position where not only did he start to win trophies again, but he also kind of gave Keserado the luxury of winning trophies with him. You know, another player that has had a long career where you know, trophy and the accolades never really attributed his name. So I think, you know, the ability to have such a long career from 1.6 to, he even played a CS, what is it called, Counter-Strike Source tournament, you know, when I was playing back in the days at Copenhagen Games, where he said the game was not as bad as everyone from 1.6, you know, thought it was. Coming into CSGO, coming into CS2, he outlived all of us almost, and as you said, he's still in a position right now where it's not ridiculous to say that Furia is probably going to win a trophy before he retires. And
for all the accolades, you know, and accomplishments on the server, he is one of the nicest and kindest people you will ever meet, right? And have the benefit of knowing, right? His time, the time that we spent together on MIBR is some of my fondest memories in Counter-Strike, right? I learned so much about the game from watching him work and how he operates and also how he treats other people and his teammates. Like, there's not a single, he isn't going to shut down a single idea. He'll listen to everyone, try to implement everything that he can to make his teammates comfortable. And I mean, it's all these qualities that made him such a great leader. And it's why you saw all those people with tears in their eyes, right? He's more than a Counter-Strike player to all those people. He's someone who they grew up watching, someone who's one of the big reasons why there are tournaments this big happening in Brazil pretty much every year now.
Yeah, the inspiration, right? Like the driving force over there. And oftentimes we find ourselves in a day and age where people don't get their flowers when you get the opportunity to give them their flowers. And this is the most appropriate and the most proper way to give Fallen his.
And it's a unique thing we're experiencing, right? Because he's announcing his retirement at the end of the year. So, you know, he's talking about, what is it now, 246 days that are left. And, you know, we'll see how Furia deals with all that today, right? I mean, we saw his players. Molodoi is in tears, right? I mean, Keserado and Yuri, he wanted to play with them in 2019. They had to wait a long time to play together, but he's such a huge name, and that's a lot of pressure to deal with. Like, you're his teammate at the last event he's going to play in his home country, right? Like, you're going to obviously want to give everything you can for you to win this game today and potentially win tomorrow, but that's just a lot of pressure that you have to deal with.
It's very hard for me to stand here and be cynical, but it's also a bit of a, I wouldn't say gamble, but it's a big statement for Furia as well, that you're giving him and allowing him, I guess, to announce that retirement. Because, yeah, one thing is, you know, what does it mean to Fallen? I think we all agree that he's a fantastic inspiration, a great player, and a guy we're lucky to get to know. But in terms of Furia and their future as well, you have Molodoi, you have a team that has to function after Fallen retires as well. At what point does it start to play in the other players' mind that, hey, whenever we practice right now, we're practicing with a player that's not going to be around. So I'm sure that's going to be communicated more in terms of his future. Maybe he's transitioning into becoming involved in Furia, whether that being as a coach, as a general manager, or whatever that may be, you know. But I think there needs to be a clear-cut, some sort of communication in terms of making sure that the future of Furia is not wasting their time, unquote, you know, by playing with a guy that is retiring.
Well, it's kind of similar to the Falcons, right? Like with Kixon on his way out, Kerrigan coming in, and the idea that, yeah...
Similar, but not at all.
Not at all. But in a sense that you're playing with a little less pressure. Like, there are changes imminent. Like, you know what's coming.
I don't think so. Not today, man. Because we talked about Brazilian teams never winning in Brazil, you know, going all the way back to 2016 and that SK lineup in Pro League in Sao Paulo, right? So I think you could even hear in this interview with Stico, like with Fallen, he's just overwhelmed with emotions. Like he's just buzzing, right? And it's hard to deal with all that. So that's why, for me, I think like this game can go either incredibly well or horribly wrong. I don't necessarily see a middle ground in it because, yeah, there's a lot going on outside of the server. Ultimately, it comes down to what happens on the server, and Fallen is the one who's responsible to call the game, right? To come up with ways to outplay Vitality, to give his teammates opportunities and options to adapt during the game, to be on point, right? And for everyone else, obviously, to execute also on a high level, to not burn out in this desire to deliver Fallen, you know, a victory and an opportunity to fight for the trophy tomorrow.
And then obviously, you know, speaking of buzzing, it doesn't help that Falcons beat Vitality. By then, the first game he has to play after announcing his retirement is against Vitality. You know, the undoubtedly best team in the world right now, the team that everyone is looking towards to figure out a way how to close the gap. So I'm not saying it would have been, actually I am saying it would have been easier for Furia to play a team like Falcons or Spirit in a game like this, going up against Vitality in a game where there's so much going on in terms of emotions, pressure, no pressure, you name it. It's just a difficult one for them to figure out.
Honestly, I think I disagree solely for the reason they have a better chance of beating them in a best of 3 than in a best of 5. Right, like so.
We got you.
So in that sense, right, you'd rather meet them in the semifinal, and as if there was still any records for Vitality to break with that win yesterday against Navi. Now they've surpassed the Astralis lineup in terms of top 4 streaks, going at 20 at this point in time.
That's a team who only attends the big tournaments as well. You know, they don't sugarcoat it. They don't go to some of the smaller tournaments. You have never seen Vitality
Pro League this last time.
Yeah, well,
outside of Blast Bounty.
Yeah, that too, maybe, haha. But also the Dracolands, you know. So yeah, it's just amazing. And for them to be in this position, Vitality, that is, you know, we've speculated, was it an issue that they had to start in a quarterfinal? Was it an issue that they perhaps didn't play their best brand of Counter-Strike in the group stage? I think we got a clear-cut answer yesterday that is not an issue whatsoever for Vitality. They don't care.
Yeah, we're going to find out. And it's exciting to see how Vitality brings that sort of intensity into the game, right? We know what's on the line here. We know where we're at in terms of the stage and, yes, the crowd and everything going on into it. But both of these teams really want to vie for this trophy. And in doing so, K-Serato v. Rops, what does that set us up for?
Sets us up for 2 players who obviously play a vital role for their respective team. I'd say K-Serato, to me, he's the backbone of this Furia lineup. He's the one player I can count on every single time. Even when it goes up, when it goes down, even in a period where Furia haven't been playing too well in 2026, K-Serato has been doing a stellar job. And last year when they were winning trophies as well, when Molodor is popping off, when Yakinda is slightly overperforming, at least to what I expected, then he's also playing well. So in that regard, he's Mr. Consistent. To me, he's the backbone of Furia and most definitely a player that is needed tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. The cornerstone of that lineup. And on the other side, you have Robs, who did the unthinkable. He managed to win an MVP over Zaiwu at a tournament, right? And someone who also at some of their tournament wins, he's like been average for his standards because there wasn't much for him to do. Like Flames, he was lights out, finding openings all the time. So he's just on cleanup duty, really not having to do all that much. And that's the luxury that Vitality has, right? Like, so many players that can step up at different times, such a good team in terms of tactical approach, right, utility usage and everything else that doesn't make them rely on the individuals. Like, oh, if these guys don't show up, we're done. But then you have games like yesterday when they do, and there's just nothing that the opponents can do when ZywOo has 30 kills in 20 rounds.
And the difference in, we've already highlighted the idea of a best of 3 versus a best of 5, what that looks like here. But in reality, their last confrontations went the way of what? You guys tell the story about that.
Yeah, I think, the last couple of times that they met was obviously in Vitality's favor. The grand final in Krakow, Furia won the opening map with a really strong CT side, and then the reverse sweep from that point on from Vitality. And in that final, Furia struggled mostly on their T sides. Like, they couldn't really get anything going.
Yeah, and it's a bit worrisome to me to see the maps as well being played out, knowing that Furia as of recently have struggled a bit on Mirage, which was the one map, that you could go up against Vitality and say you have a realistic chance of beating them. Vitality have shown, at times a bit of weakness on Mirage, but I don't think that's the case when you go up against Furia, who also have shown their own struggles. So it is, a matchup that was played in Chengdu as well. I think Stuku said it as well. What do you need to do in order to replicate that kind of performance? I'll be completely honest, that Furia was the best playing Furia that we probably have ever seen. That was a Furia who, emerged into the scene and immediately became the favorite for the major. And that's not the Furia we've seen in 2026 so far. There's been a couple of reasons for that, but Molodoi being one, not performing at the same level. Fallen even said it right here, he banks on him. He counts on Molodoi to be able to counter ZywOo, or at least put up a match against him. But I will say the silver lining for me of this tournament is that Yuri has started to perform better and Yekinda has started to perform better. And those were the two players I would have highlighted who's dropped the most in individual output in 2026 so far. So maybe they're turning it around.
Maybe they are. Maybe we find out what maps we're going to play in this best of 3 semi.
Yeah, also the Chengdu final was the last time we saw Ancient let through, right? It's a permaban for both teams, but from that point on, Vitality was getting rid of it. And I think that's a good decision. Like, they don't need that risk, and here they go again, leaving it through, banning Mirage. Furia don't veto Dust 2. Instead of that, they go for the Inferno ban. So do we just see the Dust 2 pick overpass from Vitality? Okay. These are curveballs after curveballs after curveballs. And what is the pick for Furia? Ancient. So they do go for that punish. I wonder, with the extra time, have they worked on it? Have they prepped it? This is absolute chaos.
That's a crazy veto. You have
Nuke Decider, of course.
Dust, yeah, what? Yeah, they have to. Dust 2. Furia is giving Dust 2
That's
to Vitality.
crazy.
This
That's
veto is
crazy.
the most...
After the first two, I thought the beginning of this veto was the craziest part. Apparently, the end is even crazier.
Are we sure that's correct? Like, are we... that is crazy. That is correct. I love the fact that Furia are picking Ancient, but I also do think that it could be a potential trap. If I'm Vitality, allowing Ancient is a statement. Again, I know what you're saying, that they don't have to. It's a bit of a gamble, but they must have been working on it, and they're preparing it for the major, surely.
First of all, I did not expect this. Second of all, let's roll it back to the last time this happened between these two teams, right? So there's a couple of things that go into this Ancient. For Vitality, they have not played it like ever. ZywOo and Apex never played Ancient. Like, they've been together for the entire time. They've been banning it, never played it professionally up until those games. Robs obviously played it on his teams. Flamesy, I think, a little bit. Mezzi as well, right? On the side of Furia, you have all players that have played Ancient previously on their teams. Yekinda are very proficient on it. Liquid used to love it. I think some of the other Brazilians also before they've played it. So it's not the same on an individual level, right? First, there's the discrepancy there. And the biggest problem I had was, Vitality is the best team in the world. Like, why are they taking the risk? Why are you taking the chance? Like, what's the benefit of this for you in the long term, right? Like, I think it's such a huge risk for them.
So maybe we can find out. Hold on a second, Jacob, because I'm understanding that we've got some words from Apex about this veto in particular. Let's check it out.
Explain yourself.
I'm probably going to have to shout a lot in this one because this crowd is unlike anything I've ever seen before. Apex, you've played Furia in a lot of high-stakes matchups over the past 6 months. You won in Krakow, they won in Chengdu. Do you think Furia right now is closer to the Krakow version or the Chengdu version?
To be honest, I don't know, but the sure thing is this crowd will help them. They're already crazy right now. That's fun to hear such a good support from Brazil. I'm speechless. Those guys are crazy and really behind the team, so it's lovely to see.
Speaking of crazy things, let's talk about the veto, shall we? I feel like we're getting a little bit of a throwback to Chengdu. Obviously, this is a best of 3, though. The fact that Furia pick into that Ancient, you don't ban it out. Tell me about that logic from you guys.
Well, we talked about it yesterday, and we knew it would be a possibility. So yeah, it's a bit surprising, I guess, for people, but it's not surprising.